Hello, explorers. Hi, everybody. How are you? So we changed plans a little bit tonight. We had power outage. We had some issues with the weather. If you saw the pictures coming out of the park today, you saw the flooding in Magic Kingdom and in Epcot. It's been an absolute disaster around the Orlando area today. So we have power back, as you can see. Things are good. We're back to normal. It just didn't make sense to try and rush everything and get a stream in. So we figured we'd change it up a little bit and come in and see you guys here from home and kind of do things, a little old school style. So let me stop and do what I normally do and say hi to everybody. Steve, how are you?
Hi,
Brian.
Mike.
Brian, hello there. Mike B. Mike Wheeler. Everett, hello there. Amanda. Let's see, theme park lifestyles
Amanda
here.
Orville.
Orlov.
Orlov, sorry.
That's okay. Let's see, Edwin.
Edwin.
Ken K, hello. Let's see, Theodore.
Theodore. Adam Bob. Hello. Hello, Eric Lee. Hello, Florida Park Explorers.
If you don't say hi to StreamYard, she
Hi,
gets upset.
StreamYard. And wait, where's Stream Elements?
She hasn't come in yet. Nathan, how are you?
Hi, Michael R.
And Michael R, hello there. So welcome in, everybody.
And Nathan. Hello.
Yeah, give me that nose. So, we're going to be doing what we normally do. Obviously, we're very accustomed to doing home streams. We're just used to doing them at midnight. So it's a little new to us to do it at 8 o'clock at night. So we're going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to do a lot of good stuff tonight. We're going to go over some of the Disney news, some of the things that are going on, and kind of go from there. First of all, let me start off with a thank you to everybody. When I got home last night, I had a lot of DMs and emails, and I really appreciate the warm wishes, the concern, because I kind of was talking and walking, and sometimes it's like chewing gum and talking. I shouldn't do it, but thank you everybody. We're fine, just because we were in the process of closing the business. It was something that's been coming for months, but I appreciate everybody kind of everyone's concerned. Everett, I'm gonna try it. I don't know. It's really cloudy from here right now. If we can see it, I can dual screen and have Jen go up and shoot it, or I can go up and shoot it and just leave this monitor going. So if in about an hour from now I think that they're going to do it based on the radar and everything, I absolutely bring you guys fireworks from upstairs. So that's not an issue. So at any rate,
Hello, Slappy?
that's interesting.
It says Slappy Bot is running.
Probably not for long.
Ha, yeah.
So anyway, everyone knows the major announcement came out yesterday about the masks. So we're going to dive right into that right off the bat. And of course, since I'm at home, I have access to all these cool things. Boop. So indoor masks are now back at Magic Kingdom. They'll be at all indoor places. So we're going to be doing, we're going to go backwards a little bit. Carolyn, how are you? Welcome in.
Hello, Stream Elements Bot.
Let's see. Rain finally stopped here. We did fantastic. Well, welcome. Thank you so much. And I'm glad the rain stopped there too. It's been a disaster in Florida today. But diving back in, basically what's gone on here is
Manny, hello.
Thanks, Paul.
You're welcome.
Hi, Manny. Walt Disney World has announced that they are going to be going back to the indoor mask mandate so that everyone can start putting masks back on. Or Universal came out today and said it's not mandated yet, but they're going to suggest it. And what's coming will be a universal mask mandate at Universal Studios as well. And it would not surprise me if we see the other ones jump in there as well. You'll probably see SeaWorld and Legoland follow suit. Nobody wants the outbreak to be right there. Slappy's the new name. So, basically that's, the biggest news of the day right now. I don't know how many of you caught it on the way out last night, but I was asking some of the cast members about what they thought was next. Well, I've reached out to a couple of them again today. They don't know. It sounds like, it's been discussed doing a couple additional things as well. Thank you very much, Carolyn. We really appreciate that.
Hello, Brian Wasco.
So, one of the things that it sounds like is on the table, or at least is a possibility, is the large functions. That would be happily ever after. That would be Epcot forever. So they may do something along those lines where they say during happily ever after, we got to be wearing masks for, the 18, 20, 30 minutes that we're outside together. Going to be hard to enforce, but we'll see kind of how that goes.
Just look up and reach to the sky. Sorry, I got happily ever after in my head.
This is what I deal with all day. So, basically, we're going to see some changes. You're going to probably see hand sanitation stations come back at some point. I think Disney made a huge mistake with how fast they rushed forward. One of the things that I've discussed on the stream a bunch is the fact that I think that they went a little too quick with how fast they went forward. It was like, okay, we went from here to here and just didn't really care. So, basically the long and the short of it. Edwin, how are you? So basically, oh, it was nice seeing you. Bye. So basically, the long and the short of it is the hand sanitation stations that were out, both the ones that gave you hand sanitation and the ones that you could wash your hands at. They were, once they took the hand washing stations away, I was like, that's a mistake. We jokingly, every time we get off of a ride, we put our hand underneath, and there's never any of the hand sanitation anymore, hand sanitizer coming out. Disney's got to go backwards a little bit. If this really is something where we have this as an issue, and this is what's going on right now, and the cases are rising. And again, we're not here to debate what's going on, just what Disney may or may not do, because otherwise I get deplatformed and potentially demonetized. So I'm not interested in that aspect. It's more along the lines of what I think they're going to do, what I'm hearing from cast members, because a lot of them follow this channel. They have reached out to me. I've put out the questions last night, and I started getting answers back. So I think one of the things is, basically the long and the short is, I think that the hand sanitation stations need to come back. I think that the hand sanitizer should be full. If they're not going to wipe down rides, give me the option of at least, I carry my own hand sanitizer, but I will tell you, when I'm carrying a gimbal, it is way easier. Jonathan, how are you?
Hi, Monorails Forever.
To take my hand, stick it underneath, and clean one hand, because my hand never comes off the gimbal. So, it's a little bit easier for me. And I think that most people, if it was there, you do see a lot of people reach underneath and there's nothing there. If they're not carrying hand sanitizer and it is on the ride, you can kind of see where I'm going. So it's not hard to see what's happening. So Disney needs to back up a little bit in order to move forward. I think this is something we're going to be dealing with for a long time. If it was a short-term thing, we'd already be past it. So I think we're going to see Disney's policies in general. I think there's going to be some things that are going to change. I'm hoping that it doesn't mean, you got to go around here is what Mommy's saying. I'm hoping what it doesn't mean is that we're going to back up a little bit. I'd love to see everybody, and there's Jen. What if people's vaccine for the mask? It does not matter right now. Your vaccination status is irrelevant. They don't care. What they're basically saying is it's impossible for them to do certain things, and it's just easier. Amanda, we're really sorry to hear that. So, I think what we're going to see is a lot of things where we back up just because it's easier for Disney to see what's going, it's easier for them to monitor. Would you rather wait in line? I did wait in line. And to be honest with you, is it a pain? It's a pain, but
they're cleaning the rides.
The other side to it is, and I guess the only way I could put it to you this way, Everett, is like this. They're not at 75%. As a matter of fact, cast members have admitted it to me. they're at 75% maybe when they're booking, but no one's taking into consideration the fact that there's park hopping. And if Animal Kingdom is closing at 8 o'clock, and if Hollywood Studios is closing at 8 o'clock, people are hopping to other parks, and that is raising the capacity. So they're not really at 75%. I think it's a what if number. It's how they're scheduling the reservation, but they're not actually
Well,
tracking.
if you remember Animal Kingdom, they were encouraging you to hop yesterday. The driver on the
Hello, Brian and Ian.
Hello,
so,
Brian and Ian.
so the
You gotta give
driver
me a little bit of room so I can drink a cup of coffee.
the driver on the safari was saying, "Oh, you can still hop now to go watch the fireworks."
Yes. And
over
James,
at
how
the
are
other
you?
two parks." So
Hi, James.
You know, and Adam, I don't fault them for it. You know, in this world, $5 billion in the hole and still counting, because they're not actually back at a break even point with the different parks. I don't have a problem with doing it, but they can do it in a way. Stone Cold Jedi.
Stone Cold Jedi. How
Howdy.
are ya?
Amanda, no, we lost power, and the storms here today have been phenomenally bad, and there's been flooding through different
we're
parks.
gonna go to SeaWorld tomorrow.
We're going to SeaWorld tomorrow.
I don't want to be a fish.
But basically, the long and the short of it is, I don't have a problem with them making money. I don't have a problem with them doing things. They rushed into it a little too quickly, in my humble opinion. I think that what happened is they should have gone from the mask mandate to staying at 6 feet to going to 3 feet. You guys have seen in the streams, people are coughing over my shoulder. I mean, they're legitimately. I've had people standing next to me while I'm waiting in line. I've adopted kids while I'm in line. So
You have?
yeah,
It's a joke.
It's a joke, bro. So but we're sitting there doing things, and there's kids running into me. I've had people running into me. Last night I had a stroller hit me.
I was whacking
What?
the lawns.
We
Yeah. Oh yeah.
we're at a place where Disney's, people aren't taking personal responsibility, and we do need to do that. It's not just about vaccines. It's not just about doing certain things. It's about making sure that we take personal responsibility. It's not always just about COVID either. There is things like the flu, and upper respiratories, and all of these things matter. So the only thing that I can say is, it's basically, this is going to be here for a bit. This would not surprise me if we see this hanging around for a couple of months. They didn't do this lightly. I think you're going to see some things come back into the park. I think they have to do it. I think they're being forced into responsibility.
They went
And
too quick last time, I think. With the
Yeah.
masks inside.
they went a little too fast. And whether you believe in masks, don't believe in masks, it's kind of irrelevant. This is about, there's something going on, and they have to, as a corporation, do certain things in order to protect themselves, protect us, however you want to look at it. It doesn't matter. Do you think they'll reach a point where they shut down the fireworks? I don't think so.
At
Now,
this point.
I'm not hearing anything along those lines. I don't think it's going to affect the 50th. I think that if you are, I think if you don't like this, and I've talked to a couple of people who we're friends with who are going to be traveling here, I can tell you right now, it's a 50-50 split. Out of the people we've talked to, some are like, just roll with it. And there's other people that have sat there and said, hey, you know what? I don't want the restrictions. I'm not coming.
And
Okay.
it's not just at WW. It's also in Disneyland, and it's at all of the DVC resorts. I have friends that work in different resorts throughout the country, and they have to wear the masks inside as well. So it's a yes, because we're getting the numbers here, but it's a Disney thing, because as we said, Universal, it's like, if you want to, you can.
Well, and the two comments that I'm seeing right now, like James, Disney needs to do more in one respect, but people need to do more too. It's not on just Disney. You can't have a police state in the sense where you're not going to have cast members You did for a little bit, but that was when it was manageable. And I mean this wholeheartedly. For those of you who were watching the streams back in May, can you stop wiggling
You
around?
wanna go play, you can go play.
I'm
Um,
trying to be on camera
Oh,
too.
wow.
my little camera hound. For those of
Ham
you
and
who were
cheese.
watching the stream back in May, the parks were way lighter, way lighter. And if you watched when a cast member said something, security was nearby. And if there was an issue, you were talked to by security and they could escort you out. You're not going to have that now. There's 25, 50, 60,000 people. There's no way that they're going to be able to do this. And then the other thing that I see with what Amanda's saying is, again, it's personal responsibility. Do I wear masks everywhere? No. Do I wear it, in certain places in the park because I feel like I should? Yeah, because the person behind me is sitting there sniffling, coughing. You go inside to some of these theaters and half the place is coughing. I'm not taking the chance. So, in that sense, it's not worth it to me. I'm not getting sick over somebody who has no personal responsibility for themselves. Well, and that's kind of it, Everett. It's all the parks. There's something, but again, they can implement anything they want. It's 105 degrees outside. Walking around with a mask on is horrible. This is not unlike last year when it was atrocious. By the way, I left this upstairs.
Okay, that's fine. I know, so, okay.
So, basically, we have to take it upon ourselves also to do better. I talk about this stuff all the time. We have to do better for ourselves. We have to do better for our friends, our family, things like that. And whatever your personal comfort level is what should dictate it. But if you're not willing to consider the people around you, maybe you should do something different. So, and I won't be mean and say what it is because last night I got in trouble for opening my mouth, so I'm not going to tonight. People need to be more responsible. I happen to agree with you, Manny.
Personal responsibility.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and Amanda, you're going to laugh, but I go to Publix, or I used to go to Publix a lot. And the way that people talk to people behind the deli counters and at the cash registers, I got to be honest with you, I think it's absolutely despicable.
Hello, everything Disney family.
Thank you, Bill.
You're welcome.
And, one of the things that I would say is we've literally been at the meat counter where, someone's slicing a pound of meat and it comes out at 1.02. And the person freaks.
I don't care.
And it's like, first of all, it's food. You're going to eat it, right? Now, you could have ordered, don't do that, 3/4 of a pound. You could have ordered whatever you wanted. So I always sit there and I'm like, I'll take that pound. You cut them another one. Just make sure you cut it short. And I just don't understand. I have never understood why people flip out over it. I don't
Because you have
understand
to throw it away. So.
why they do. They have to throw it out, and it's throwing out food, and that's unacceptable. And Amanda, stop, Belle. Basically, the bottom line is that if you have an immune deficiency, you have to be careful. You have to have somebody who protects. You have to protect yourself. And I totally get that. And there's a lot of people in this world that are immune compromised in some capacity. We all just can't walk around in our own world totally oblivious to the people around us. That's what kind of caused us in the first place. We do have to get to a place in this world where I am my brother's keeper to a degree. And I'm not saying that we have to sit there and nanny one another. But if you take care of you and I take care of me, then we're both doing the right thing. That's all I'm saying. Everyone knows guests at Disney are nothing but courteous and kind. Exactly right. Went to Disney last August with masks. Let me tell you something.
Great.
It was atrocious.
So I can't imagine this year.
No, and I'm not looking forward to this. And to be honest with you, this is almost like being punished for somebody else's stupidity. I don't like it. At the end of the day, we take very good care of ourselves in the sense of, for those of you who don't know, we've been in the park for over a year. When it opened for annual pass holder day last year, we were like the 10th people in the park. We were there all day, and we have not stopped going in the parks. We followed the guidelines. We hand sanitize, we wash, we do everything. We were doing social distancing. We did everything that we could do. And I think it does just come down to personal responsibility. The people who come in the park for 2-3 days, if you're coming down here and your kid's running a 103, what are you doing? Like, you don't have to come. I understand you want to be here and you want to do that, but at what expense to us? I don't believe that that's the right thing. I was on a local subway transit. Asking someone asking, can you take 6 steps back? And I have no problem. Yeah, see, and that's the thing is uh, we're all so quick to tell somebody else what to do, yet we won't do it ourselves. That's kind of my point. And Jonathan's proven it with what he's saying. If you have a problem with somebody who's masked behind you, and they're already distanced to a degree, wear a mask. Do something to protect yourself. Do something to help yourself too. Mike Wazowski's
I
in the
already
house.
answered him because I did get his Gmail. So
Hi, Mike Wazowski.
Yo, you're
Hi.
gonna take the table
go
out.
play.
I'm saying hi.
I know. Dave, I don't need to take accountability. There's plenty of people I can blame. Let's see. People are ruthless and pigs, and you're right, Dave. People don't care for him. Well, and that's systemic in the nature. Um, and that's kind of the problem that we're having is that people they're too self-absorbed with what's happening. Um, you know, this started a long time before this, and that's a conversation we could have from now until midnight about personal responsibility, texting and driving, things like that. They all tie together because it's a systemic thing about me doing what I want to do for me right now. And I'm an 80s kid. I was born in the 70s. I grew up during the 80s when we didn't do these kind of things. We were a little bit better about it. I made a joke the other night that got me in a lot of trouble when I sat there and said about yelling at other people's kids. I did mean it as a joke. It was not perceived that way. And I'll just put it this way. I had 1 or 2 DMs. So let's see. Presidential Tourist, how are you?
Hello, Presidential Tourist. How are ya?
My mom is scared for me going. Well, look, Amanda, I can't answer that. I really wish that I had, the ability to tell everybody, hey, it's no big deal. I don't know. I just know that if you don't feel comfortable, don't do something. If you are uncomfortable with somebody around you, there are times you guys see in the stream, I say, hey, Jen, pull off to the right. What I'm doing is I'm letting a crowd of people go by. And
I
it's
do all the
because
time.
they're entirely too close to me. I mean, last night I got hit with a stroller. That's like the 5th time. They're a little too close. They're more comfortable with being next to me. They don't know what I have. They don't know, what I'm all about.
And it's not just
Edwin, I don't think that's the case, dude. I just don't. I think the mandate. I think they're gonna, especially going into the winter months. There's no way to differentiate the flu from COVID. So I don't think that that's going to be accurate. I think we're going to be going in the flu season in September. I think that this is something that they did based on what we're seeing here in Orange County. And it doesn't show signs of stopping. And, if you think about it, if it were 2 or 3 weeks, that's going to take us in, the end of August. I think they have to be pragmatic thinking about October 1st and having these things in place and having everything good to go with a higher occupancy. I think this is here for a bit. My personal opinion is, and by the way, if it's cold out, I don't mind wearing a mask because it keeps my face
keeps
warm.
the face warm.
It's actually really nice on a windy day. But, I don't know. I could be wrong, and you could absolutely be right. But I don't think that's the case, especially with what we're hearing. We're all having to pay. Whoops, I skipped that.
Hey, Wheels, guess what? Dave's behind on chat.
We're all having to pay. We all did our job. And now it's time for a mandate. That's definitely one way of looking at it. And again, I think that that's kind of where they're at. There are some people taking it to the extreme. Presidential Tourist, I would say, what do I think of the mask change? I don't really care. I mean, it to me, wearing a mask, not wearing a mask, as long as I don't have to walk through the park 24 hours a day with it on, I don't care. I take a lot of concern in my family. So if I feel like I need to put a mask on, I had a mask on yesterday about 4 or 5 times. I don't have a problem with it. It doesn't bother me. I would rather do it because I want to or I'm uncomfortable rather than being told to, but I do understand why, because certain people are literally will walk around with paint on their face and have no idea to walk into walls. So I get that too. So some people have to be told, and the rest of us have to pay the consequence for it. Let's see. So Kylie, I would assume so. I don't know
I
whether
haven't gotten any.
weather is been really weird today,
Still
but
like
they've been shooting off fireworks and thunder and lightning storms. So I don't know. Let's see. They should bring back temperature checks. I don't actually disagree with it for one reason, Everett. It's so hot. It's so easy to spike a temp nowadays, especially with no trams. When you don't get on the tram and you walk up and you have any kind of headgear
They
on,
would get me all the time.
they got Jen, they got me, they got Bella, and you have to pull off to the side. It's a whole thing.
I walk from the car with a water bottle like on my face to pull myself off.
You know, so temperature checks are good to a certain degree, but to be honest with you, if you're a little warm and you take 2 Advil and go to the park, guess what? You're not going to run a temperature. There are ways to beat everything if you want to. Just like when people pack liquor, bringing it into the parks and Capri Suns. I mean, it's done every day. I said I got in trouble last night. Can you elaborate?
That's what we were talking about, like when he was saying about yelling at other people's kids.
Last night during Happily Ever After, I opened my mouth and, you know, I had some DMs. I also had some DMs from when we were in Test Track the other night, and I made the joke about, you know, in the 80s we yelled at other people's kids. It's not well perceived. It was a joke, but at the end of the day, last night wasn't. Last night I got a little perturbed. It does happen. Last time I checked, I haven't learned how to walk on water. I am technically still human and not robotic 100%. So I made a mistake.
I love blood sugar too.
I hadn't eaten. I was a little pissy. I admit it.
He
And
was hangry.
and at the end of the day, everyone knows when it comes to Bella, I have a short fuse, and I had a short fuse last night.
That's why if you noticed her and I disappeared.
So, well, and that's the thing, Mike, is it's personal choice. If you get vaccinated and you want to still wear the mask, you should, because at the end of the day, you're protecting yourself. You're feeling more comfortable with what is more comfortable for you. Happily Ever Yachty, how are you?
Hello, Yachty.
So let's see. Janine, hello there. Well, and Amanda, I'm not saying not to come. What I'm saying is you have to do what you feel. If you walk into laugh floor and 30% of the room is coughing, stand up and walk out. I do. I have. If I'm not comfortable with something, I bounce. And it's just that simple. We eat outside. We don't eat indoors. That's why we haven't done table service. We do quick service and we go and we sit outside. It's because I'm comfortable with what I'm comfortable with. And I won't dictate that to anybody else. It has to come down to what are you comfortable with, and so that you can protect yourself. Let's see. I skipped over a bunch. I didn't mean to do that. I won't be back in the park. So crowds die down probably in September. I don't know that you're going to see crowds die
I'm
down.
hoping you're right, Yachty.
I don't actually I don't see it happening. We have to constantly tell people who are too close. Yeah, and I mean, people take it the wrong way nowadays, Manny. They're just not friendly about it. I've put people on camera. You guys have literally seen me sit there, flip the screen on, and be like, "Hey, YouTube across the world," then people back up because they realize, "Oops, I'm on camera." Let's see. Yeah, and no doubt theme park lifestyle. I totally agree. Mike, I'm trying to catch up. Either they have a mask up or Disney closes again. See, and my Wheeler's 100% right. I mean, here it is.
Mask up, most definitely.
Either you mask up or Disney's going to close. And if Disney closes again, what do you think is going to
Gotta
happen?
be careful.
First of all, one of two things are going to happen. They're either going to close to ticketed people and give annual pass holders the ability to come in. Because guess what? We didn't have any problems with annual pass holders. They're afraid of losing their annual pass. So we're going to listen, because the last thing that we want is for somebody to come up to us and go, "Yeah, your rights have been revoked. You're done. Have a nice day." I'm not going to do it. I'm going to listen to what they say. And I've done it every step of the way because of that. So let's see. Don't want Disney closed again. No. Chris B, I wear a mask at work and hot warehouse. Yeah, it's not a lot of fun. And like I said, Yadi, I don't think in September you're going to see the kind of levels. I think
photogenic. I'm sorry, that was funny.
I think you're going to see the people who don't have kids or are homeschooling or whatever. They're going to still be coming down. I think you're going to start seeing a build up for the 50th. People who haven't seen the castle, who have the same kind of thinking that you do.
And Brian, Indiana, right, that the temp checks are visual, and you can have it, but still not run a fever, because my brother did, and he didn't even know he had it.
I'm going to also tell you right now, I don't care what they tell you. Bella, Jen, and I got our temperature checked
I would always
in under 45 seconds
Oh, yeah.
one day. It never beeped.
I think wasn't it Legoland? They just held it there, and I don't even
They
think
did
were
it
checking
to our wrists,
and they were like,
"There's no way."
I didn't even see a number come up.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, and it's so hot down here. I don't think it matters.
can you cook an egg on the sidewalk?
Well, Adam, I got DMs from a lot of people. The truth is after most streams I come home, I have a bunch of DMs and I have a bunch of emails, anywhere from 10 to 15 upwards to, if I'm really good or really bad, sometimes 40. So it really just depends upon the night and what I've done. So, and do they matter? Of course. I don't want anybody pissed. I don't want to, if somebody's happy, fantastic, but I don't need people pissed at me. Let's see. So, chat is 45 minutes behind. Actually, I just caught up. Thank you. One of the big problems now is a human being. See, and Carolina, I happen to agree with you. Where if you say something to someone, they want to chew you out, and it's like, I don't actually feel like this is the way we should be doing things. We have to conduct ourselves a little better. There used to be an expression that if you're an old time Disney person like me, we used to take it out into the world and say, let's act like we did at Disney. Well, instead we bring the world into Disney and we act like we are everything. I'm not saying that an adult libation at Disney is a bad thing, but it should be linked to your Magic Band, and they should be able to calculate what you are consuming. There are people, and this happened during not happily ever after, during Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam 2 years ago. There's a woman who literally tripped over Bella to get to a garbage can and puke. And I mean,
Wait, a woman tripped over
so,
me?
it's one of those things where it's kind of like enough is enough. We got free pour stations where you can walk up, do shots. We watched a dad. I didn't put it on camera, by the way. It was in Hollywood Studios when Jen and Bella went on Star Tours one day, and I walked away and I went over by Indiana Jones. Now, for those of you who know, there's a bar right next to Funnel Cakes. And the guy walked up. He had a double stroller with two kids. One he was holding in his hand. He walked over, did 2 shots, grabbed the beer chaser to go, said to the woman, "Gotta have the beer so my wife doesn't smell the liquor on my breath," and kept walking. If he was there a total of 4 minutes, it was a lot. By the way, it was 104 degrees out that day. If he didn't have any food in the system, 2 shots of brown liquor and a beer chaser to walk. Okay, taking a traveler to go, but we got to do better. I mean, I don't know. Was I rooting for him to go down the stairs in front of Gertie? Kind of. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Let's see. And, to a degree, Stone Cold, I happen to agree with you. I think that they're at too high occupancy, or limit park hopping. That's what they were doing in the beginning. For anybody who was here during the first 2 weeks of park hopping, they scanned your Magic Band and they could keep track of who was going where between the parks. They're not doing it. They don't care. Who can get angry at you all? Presidential tourist, I have a lot of people get angry at me a lot. And that's okay. I mean,
We appreciate.
my job is to entertain everybody online and keep my family safe. And at the end of the day, does that always work out the way it's supposed to? No. Does it sometimes make hilarious YouTube? Yeah. Other times, not so much. Let's see. Disney won't close. I think they read.
Yeah, I think
It's actually closer to $5 billion, Crispy. Because it is parks worldwide. If you,
Didn't they get the $5 million tax credit or
I
something?
think they got $175 million tax credit. But you know, the thing about it is, Braden from Mickey Views did something on it. I don't remember the exact numbers, but his numbers were on point. Braden's numbers are always on point. So if you ever have any questions about Disney's fiscal policies, go watch Mickey Views. Braden is tremendous. Malick Adventures, hello there. Welcome in. You also have to remember Orange County is the one. Yeah, and that's the thing is Orange County, CDC, and all those, they're the ones driving this, and that's okay. Disney's going to follow suit to make sure that they do this. You can beat this topic to death. It's not something that's going to be managed with that objective fact. Anyone that needs to be comfortable. Yeah, and exactly right, Theodore. You know, this was more to kind of expose it. When we do the home vlogs, it's so that everybody can kind of, it's kind of like Festivus. Everybody gets the airing of grievances. And so we let everybody kind of just get it off their chest, give their opinions, so we can all kind of talk about it as a community. Does it mean anything? No, Disney's going to do what they're going to do. But the other thing that I like to do is to bring to you what I'm hearing from cast members who are, you know, in the know that are doing these things. What are you doing?
Playing.
Okay. So let's see, because the numbers have been going up. You can. It's not now. No, and Mike Wheeler's exactly right. It's because numbers across the county are going up. This is not a Disney outbreak. It is not a universal outbreak. What they're trying to do is to stop that from happening, because the optics where all of a sudden it started and they were to do some kind of trace and figure out that, yeah, it came from in the middle of Disney. That's bad. They're trying to avoid that. So they're going to do whatever they got to do to kind of protect themselves, and they should protect us to a degree, but it does come down to personal responsibility. I'm nice on here when I need. No, I'm just kidding. And I appreciate that. It happens, and at times I do snap a little bit because for the same reasons we're talking about in here. I'm still a person. People step all over us. People are coughing on us. Someone goes to step all over Bella. I'm not a small dude. I have no problem opening my mouth. That's when Daddy
opening my mouth, and I'm a small person.
And when she opens her mouth, I have to pay attention because
That's when Daddysaurus Rex comes.
Daddysaurus Rex, which is what Bella calls me.
Yeah.
So, at the end of the day, it is what it is. And I try not to be. I try to always, go above board. I would love to tell you I'm perfect at it. I'm not. Any talk about bringing back any of the behind-the-scene tours? Not that I've heard. I think especially with there being more and more elevation in COVID, I think you're going to see less and less. Dinner time, Manny, enjoy. I was born and raised in Ocala. We are long-time pass holders. 71. Yeah, see, and that's the point, though, Carolina, is that there are so many people who were used to the old ways of doing things. And so this is a little bit, it's a little bit new to us. So we just have to, we got to feel our way through it. We've been in and out of the parks. We never stopped going. The last day that we were there, but pre-COVID was on Jen's birthday. It was February, in the end of February. And I am not behind Mike. I'm right there. I can see it. You can't see this though.
He caught up finally.
You can't see
Here it
that.
comes.
You can't see that. So, basically the bottom line is we have to be proactive. Dave, just like the multi. Exactly. How much longer? Manny, we're going to be on for a bit. We've got some topics that we're going to go over because we're actually going to be moving right along now. One of the things that's also in the news, Disney Cruise Lines are coming back. I'm very interested to see what's going to happen with that. Obviously, with this new uptick and what's going on, it's kind of like dueling. It's like dual Survivor. You're watching on one side one thing that's happening, on the other that's happening. So cruises are coming back. That's going to be kind of cool. Crew it up. Don't worry, I'm just here.
Eating pasta.
I don't blame you. Eat some good pasta. We never know worry about the O-line. Nope. Let's see. James, hello there. When they bring back, Don't know the presidential tourist. I've heard two different things. Mike Wheeler may actually know something about that, about the Indiana Jones Stun show. I've heard a couple of different things, including from Mike. So Manny will be here. It's a pleasure to meet you. So, basically the bottom line is, um, it's going to be interesting, but having the cruise lines coming back and seeing them open up different things like from Disney Cruises, from Royal Caribbean, and they all have different guidelines. So this is going to be something that's going to be very interesting to watch. Obviously, if there's any kind of issues,
There we go.
there were people, not just heads
Not
that
just
float. Let's see. We were canceling our October cruise on the Wonder, and I just don't feel confident things. Next year, sure. Yeah, and I mean, and that's the thing, though, Brian, is everybody has to feel comfortable, and I mean this wholeheartedly. I know.
Okay.
For the people who are comfortable, do what you're comfortable with. If you're not comfortable, protect yourself. It's really that easy. And I've watched a lot of the chats. I've paid attention to what's been going on today. At one point I had to stop doing it because I was killing the battery on my phone when we didn't have power. But one of the things I was reading was someone's like, "Oh, I'm not going," and the next person literally below it was like, "Cool, I'm going to take your reservation." So
Well, didn't someone say, "I'll take your annual pass if you're not going to use it"? Thank you very much.
Pretty much.
It's really funny.
And that's kind of the point, though, is, for every one person who says, "No, I'm not going," there's a person who will replace you. And that's no offense to Disney, but that's what they're counting on. It's also why I keep saying that there's 3 or 4 buying cycles before this stops. And we're not through it yet. So we're still going to have to go through it to get to the 3 or 4 buying cycles. People have to be able to come on vacation. They have to be overcharged a bunch of times before this will reset itself. So, but the bottom line is, you got cruises that are coming back. You're seeing more resorts that are open.
I saw something about a cruise.
And, so there is a bunch going on. Let's see. So we covered that. Let's see. We'll get to entertainment in a minute. There's a wall in front of Wave inside the Contemporary. Like the tent that was in front of it wasn't good enough. So, Disney's trying to do a lot of things to hide behind the
I think
scenes.
there's a picture.
We have a picture?
I think. I don't know if you downloaded it.
Let's see if I have a picture of it.
We might have a picture. Oh, you didn't download
No picture.
it.
So
Okay.
what they're doing is they're making sure that behind the scenes isn't live stream. They want to start hiding more of the magic. I'm sure everyone knows that, they were basically saying things like no live streaming behind Disney University and on the back of the grounds. I personally think that was probably because of some of the things I was doing. And since I was on Disney Security's radar for a while, I'm pretty sure that was, it's not that it was me by myself, but I'm pretty sure I had something to do with it. I was driving around live streaming. I had no idea. I wouldn't have done it if I did because I'm not going to lose my annual pass over riding around with my camera on. So that's just kind of stupid. But they're doing it more and more at a lot of different places. And I don't recommend jumping up and trying to put your phone over. There was somebody who did it at the resort Epcot the other day, Guardians of the Galaxy. I watched their phone go over the side of the
That's
fence.
fantastic.
So that was phenomenal. Didn't get it on camera. Wish that I did. The Alaska cruise is fully vaccinated. Nervous about the Bahamas cruise out of Florida. Yeah, and that's kind of the point, Gotti, is there's different guidelines for different things, and we're not playing by the same rules. So it's really hard to know what's what.
Because I think it's Royal Caribbean. They give you a wristband if you're vaccinated. If you're not, you don't have a wristband, so you can, I guess, segregate yourself.
I don't know. Dave, Jen, do you feel like there will be a crackdown on live streaming becoming a thing? Personally, I do. I believe that at some point they're probably going to go to a vendor's license. It'll be about money. I hate to say it. I really don't want to talk about it and I will, but I don't want to because I doubt they're actually watching my stream. But if they are, I don't want to give them any ideas.
Mute while you're talking, and then no.
Yeah. But I believe that at some point they'll go to that. However, my condition would be if they do go to a live streaming vendor license, I want all of my copyright claims gone. If I'm paying for it, I want to be able to stream it. I don't care what it is. I'm not going to stop. In that case, if I'm paying for it, I get full access. Does that mean I get behind the scenes? No. But if it's out and I can see it with my camera, I don't want to get a copyright claim. So that would be my only thing that I would like to see.
Oh, Yottie's confirming that. She's going on Royal Caribbean. And the ones that are vaccinated don't have full okay, that are not vaccinated. Yeah, that's right. I saw something about that.
To be honest, I love these home streams, just reviewing important topics.
Thank you.
And we're going to go back to it. It's just, to be honest with you, I was telling everybody yesterday, and this is kind of where I started with the stream. We had a lot of people who, heard me say that we were in the process of closing 90% of our business. And we were doing those things. There was a lot going on. We streamed 29 times in 23 days. I needed a little bit of a break so I could also focus on some of the things that were going on at home. The really, really late night streams, they died because people could watch fireworks. They could watch live streamers on the West Coast. So the numbers just weren't there. But I'm going to start doing them during these times when I know now that the fireworks are, have been streamed. People have seen them. Everybody's not just hanging on them. We have the people who want to come on the channel, that want to converse, that want to do this. So we're going to make sure that we do that. Vendors of license or multi-pass. Bleep. If you, let's see, if there becomes a decrease in crowds, I wonder if, no, I doubt it, Chris. I seriously doubt it. I think if you see a downturn, you'll see less services. I mean, let's be perfectly honest. We have less services now. People just aren't complaining. They're happy to be back. You hear grumbles, but you don't hear people just like absolutely flipping out. And I can tell you, before fireworks came back, I was one of them going, I don't have fireworks. I don't have character meet and greets. There's no stage performances. There are no parades. There are no anything. And by the way, I'm paying full price, and in some cases more. So, and Brian, I happen to agree with you. There's fights on cruise ships all the time. You get people boozed up and tell them they got to do something, you're going to have issues. I mean, they're already having issues. There are fights there was a fight outside the Magic Kingdom not that long ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago, right in front of the monorail. So you're going to have these things happen. And that's why I was saying, like, at Magic Kingdom, personally, I think that booze should be linked to your Magic Band. X amount of drinks and you're cut off. I mean, do you really need to have 30 drinks while walking around the park during the course of a 10-hour day? I don't think so. I mean, last time I checked, it's a family park. Now, if you want to open up an adults Disney park, okay.
That's really expensive too. I'm just like,
That's not my problem. You want to spend your money however you want. That's on you. But if you want to open an adults park where the kids aren't coming in, or it's closed after 8 o'clock and it's adults only, and what used to be Pleasure Island, and you want to get plowed and you want to go have a great time, and I don't care, knock yourself out. But when the kids are there and you're polluted, there is an issue. Plus, I've said this before, the people who get hammered and drive those little scooters down Main Street at 85 miles an hour.
Well, we saw the incident happen.
We've seen more than one. Why doesn't Royal Caribbean use armbands instead of?
Oh my gosh.
So let's see. Brian already kind of happened. Lady got kicked off the ship. Yeah, and that's actually it. We're concerned with cruise lines opening back up. Might get ugly. We have learned our lesson jumping in. Yeah, well, and that's kind of the other side of it. Less cruise out of Seattle. Everyone has to be vaccinated.
Yeah, it depends where you're going out of, I guess, too. And
WWE Disney wrestling would be awesome. What do you think the longevity of the cavalcade is? I think cavalcades are here for a bit. I don't know why we're not getting Disneyland styled better versions, but we're not. And until somebody actually starts complaining about it, they're going to keep doing what they're doing. Pleasure happens there, stays there. Exactly right.
There should be a Disney park for kids only, and it should be indoors.
yeah, peanut gallery over there. Okay.
Let's see. I don't want to go to an adult park. Let's see. How do you read something to go to port? Exactly. Fall down drink. See, and that's my point is like when you're there with your kids, and look, and Jen and I've been in both situations where we were the singles or engaged,
Kidless.
the kidless couples, engaged, however you want to put it. I don't think there was ever a time I couldn't walk out of the park.
No.
I don't think there was ever a point where I was totally out of line. Do I think I'd probably had a couple too many? Probably there. AJC Magic, hello there.
Caught up.
I'm pretty well caught up. Let's see, KK. You already read
Stuff
something
right,
about
yeah.
COVID. Let's see, Fall Down Drunk. Let's see, boop, 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 boop. Edwin. To be honest, that's something Disney should consider a park. They might, but the truth is, Disney's vision was sitting on a bench watching his kids ride a carousel, not watching people power shots with Jaeger bombs and seeing how long they could hold their lunch down. So I think it's just a matter of vision. I could be totally wrong. Can't believe a good bit of parents with their kids are drinking.
No, I know.
AJC Magic, I agree with you. One of the things that I saw the other day, and it actually came up in my recommended videos, I was kind of disturbed with it, was a how to bring drinks into the park hack. I
I've
was
seen that on Facebook.
I was floored by, first of all, if you need to bring that much booze into the park with your kids. By the way,
Daddy,
yeah, baby.
which hand does Captain Hook have his hook on? I'm just curious.
Which hand do you think it is?
The left one?
There you go. So, if you're not vaccinated on the floor, you should get tested. I have some insight on cavalcades. Ooh, Mike has insights on cavalcades and longevity. We would love to hear it. My kids don't ever see me drink unless it's New Year's. See, I'm kind of the same way, Yachty. I mean, the occasional beer here or there, like, Jen and I'll have a beer, we'll split a beer or whatever. But first of all, I drive to the park. I got to drive home. Just saying. Heard someone on Majestic got kicked out and denied boarding. I don't doubt that. Come by to hit the like button. Stevie Lee, thank you so much. Yeah, we're actually going to be moving on in a minute, Stevie. We're going to be talking about movies in a minute. So let's see. What's up, Ronan? Yeah, see, that's the thing is parades have come back to Disneyland, and so there's a bunch of that. So moving kind of right along, one of the things, and we're going to kind of change topics just because we've already kind of beat this for an hour. So one of the things that's come out is statues. There's the new Edna Mode.
That came out the other day.
There she is. So there's Edna Mode. That's part of the Fab 50. So there's Edna.
That's going to be in Hollywood Studios.
Yep. And there's Dante.
And that's going to be in Epcot.
So gold statues are coming out.
Like Dante.
It's close enough.
It's close. There's a Winnie the Pooh and Piglet one that came out the other day too.
The ones that are coming out are seriously cool. So we're going to kind of see how that whole thing goes. Let's see. Fortunately, I can't say it, but I'm definitely saying that a lot of people aren't going to be happy. I
He's
have,
like alluding.
Yeah, I kind of know where you're going with it, Mike. I don't foresee with what I've been hearing. I don't foresee it coming back in the near future. It doesn't sound like it. I think it has to do with contractual obligations based on what I'm hearing and with some of the other things that are going on. They're not calling them parades out in Disneyland. They're still cavalcades. They're just cooler. So
More character interaction.
yeah, I mean the whole thing's a little bit better. What's it like up?
It's like there's a good bunch
Huh?
There's a good bunch of plants.
So it seems like it's raining right now. So we're gonna probably skip it
hear 'em.
because
You'll be able to hear them.
we'll see what happens. But Dave, to be honest, Disney already far from Walt's vision. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. The economic place. I think when he comes through the space portal, he's gonna be pissed. But we'll see.
Yeah, I think he
All right.
will too.
All right, Peanut Gallery.
Edna, love Edna. Coco Jen, they grew it up. Those days are over. All the young adults now. I'm not a big drinker. I have a glass of wine. See, we're kind of the same thing. It's just not our thing. a vodka fast pass, genius. As long as it's not in a park, I don't care. You want to go to your hotel, get bombed, knock yourself out, but don't knock the kid in the pool when you're on your way to go stumble and puke. I literally can't wait to collect all. See, I got to be honest with you, Brian and Yet. I'm totally down for collecting the Fab 50. I hope, and one of the trends I'd like to see stop happening is the buying and scalping of merchandise. Like, it's kind of stupid. I could literally go in, rope drop the first day, go buy all of them, and then overcharge everybody by $100 who wants to buy
Like
it.
what they did with all the Splash merchandise.
It wasn't, but that's not really accurate because merchandise didn't go away.
No,
It was just there was a run on it because people thought, oh no, they made the announcement tomorrow, all the merchandise is gonna be gone. That's just not it. So Jungle Cruise this weekend. Yeah, as a matter of fact, you segued perfectly into it for us. Thank you, thank you, Stone Cold Jedi. We
you have to
Jupiter,
pay
we saw it.
extra if you
I was at Disney
House
Springs
Plus.
earlier today, and it rained a lot. Yeah, it's been atrocious here. We lost power. All the parks were flooded. If you saw the pictures that came out, Vacation Exploration actually put out a 20-second video right outside Cosmic Rays. The water's 2 or 3 inches deep. It was kind of ridiculous. Brian, NASCAR fan, how are you? So they have not restocked it.
interesting.
I don't actually go in there, so thank you, AJC Magic. I'm not a big Splash Mountain person. Just not my ride. So the last time I was in there was literally the day that Orlando Mike was photographed, which we're not going to make fun of him for, but he was the person that was photographed with the 3 big bags of merchandise. He wasn't buying it for himself.
Really?
Yeah.
It's funny.
He wasn't buying it for himself. He was buying it for other people who had said, can you buy me this, that, or the next thing? So it was just kind of funny.
That's
what he told
really
me.
funny.
So yes, tomorrow comes out Jungle Cruise. Is everybody excited for it? What about the ears? What do you think of the Rock's designed Mickey ear hat?
Oh, I finally saw it because I didn't see it. It's kind of cute, but $68.
Brian, the answer to that is no. And $68 is outrageous. Yes, he bought me some items. See, there's AJC saying he bought me. That's exactly my point. There were people who Orlando Mike went and bought things for,
That's fantastic.
and he took care of them and did the right thing. So, at the end of the day, that's actually the point. Is he wasn't buying it for himself. He wasn't scalping people. He was
was
not doing the
picking
wrong
himself-
thing.
yeah,
He was
no
doing the
doubt.
right thing. He was
No
helping
doubt.
people out.
That's funny.
Mike's a good guy, and he caught a lot of crap for that. And I felt bad when he told me because I actually remember seeing the photo. I didn't have an
And we
opinion on
didn't-
it.
Well, at the time, yeah.
Like I just didn't have an opinion on it. I'm like, hey, look, if I had $1,000 and I wanted to go into the park and buy merch, okay. You want to pay more for it? That's up to you. I've had this conversation with Crew It Up as well because there's an issue with lightsaber blades, which who knew there was such a thing, but there is. I'm excited for the movie. Love Emily Blunt. Don't really care for The Rock. We'll check it out. The Rock to me is kind of funny. He's become like in everything. He's in Fast and Furious.
I thought
He's
you were
in
going
the
to compare
spin-off.
him to somebody, and I was going to get really mad because
I'm not comparing him to anybody.
good.
It's kind of funny to watch him. He's in everything now, and it's like, hey, The Rock. The Rock is
Well,
Santa Claus. The Rock is
apparently-
Jungle Cruise.
Apparently, he
Jumanji.
does the pun jokes like they do on the ride.
Yeah. And Jonathan, that's the thing is when you buy other things, everyone wants to have an opinion. The question is do you care?
You find him cartoonish.
Let's see. Personally, I love the home stream.
Oh, that was.
We used to do it on Saturday night. Monorails forever. I need like one day off. It's hard to go out 5 nights a week and stream and then come in. And we used to do a late night stream, and it was from like 11 o'clock until like 3 or 4 in the morning. It was brutal. And then I still had to be functional on Sunday. So I'm probably going to keep these for during the week. I've been contemplating doing it Friday night as a late night. I'm not really sure, but we are going to continue to do the at-home ones. I like it to a degree because one of the things that can happen is everybody gets to kind of blow some steam.
I'm not
And
even hearing it.
what?
9:16. I should hear the first pop.
There's no fireworks right now.
I don't hear the pop. Sorry, that's why I was like pointing. I don't know if y'all saw me.
There's no fireworks at the moment, so I don't know if they've delayed them or not.
Interesting.
We'll let you know in a minute because you can hear them. They sound like you'll hear it. You'll probably hear it on camera too because it's loud. It's loud enough to shake my TV. So there it
There
is.
it is. It was. They just started them a couple minutes. I'm like,
It
Jinx.
started a whole minute late,
yeah.
but there go the fireworks. So
Or
he
they're
plays the
just
same
laying down.
type of person.
I love the comment about him being like a cartoon.
Yeah, and he was at Disneyland because why would you want to come to Disney World? It's only the bigger of the parks. Let's see. I personally think The Rock, Mickey hated. The Rock, Mickey hates is unfair. That would be spectacular. Let me tell you something. I happen to like the Tooth Fairy movie. I thought it was funny.
It's a
Yeah,
cute
I
one.
like
Bella and I watched it. It was
Maybe like
fantastic.
that.
Bella's over there. She's sitting on her tablet. Let's see.
I gave her a video game, so she's happy. So, hi Reggie.
Journey
Reggie,
awaits
the journey awaits.
Drop a
Hello.
hamburger in the chat. There you go.
hamburger.
But yeah,
As long as it's-
we're gonna still continue to do these things.
Wheels like I'm reading it right now.
As we kind of go. A couple of the other things that are really kind of funny that are happening in Disney news. Scarlett Johansson sued Disney today because basically she was unhappy with the way Black Widow was released. They broke their contract.
Thanks, Wills.
What they had done. And Presidential Tourist, I'll get back to that in a second.
Just those are emojis.
I kinda figured it out.
Okay.
So one of the things I will tell you is she had signed her agreement. Her agreement was that she got a percentage of door sales for tickets.
Do we need something else?
No, every time I push it, it pushes it back.
Oh, okay.
She gets a percentage of door sales for every ticket that was sold, and Disney released it on Disney Plus. That was not a part of her contract, so she went ahead
Did you
and
see-
sued it.
So Disney's response was, "It's
It was
sad and distressing." Right in the quotes.
They screwed her. And I mean, at the end of the day, they said, hey, look, we're going to pay you X amount for ticket sales. And they didn't say, we're going to give you anything of Disney Plus. So that was kind of, I don't blame her, but at the same time, it's petty on both ends. So, but it's in Disney news and we wanted to go over it. Tied into that is also the release of Hawk. It's going to come out on November 24th. Hawkeye.
Okay, thank you.
It's going to be on November 24th, and new series. We'll have new reviews on that weekly as it comes out. We're going to watch them together. We'll do our our watch parties and things like that. Go over it and do our reviews.
Love Hawkeye.
Cannot wait.
Love Hawkeye.
Super excited. Which will also means if it's 6 episodes and it's November 24th, that'll take us into almost Mandalorian.
Well, what do you call it? It's coming. There's a couple series coming first.
I don't care.
Boba Fett.
Oh, I didn't mean that. I thought you were talking about
No,
somebody
Boba
else.
Fett and
Boba
the
Fett.
Oscar. What's her face?
The Boba Fett I'm looking forward to.
And I like Rosario Dawson.
I do too. You'll be doing more food. Presidential Tourist without a doubt.
We just knew we had a lot of time.
Yeah.
And it's just been so hot. So
I got burnt out on the last festival pretty quickly.
Flower and Garden, yeah.
I wonder how Walt Disney feels about his park changing. If you read what Disney put out today, they put out about the fact that Epcot, in Walt's own words, was always supposed to be ever changing to keep up with the times. I don't think he would agree with that, but I get what they're getting at. It's trying to sell it to the masses.
Have they watched Epcot forever and listened to what Walt says?
I don't know. There goes her annual pass. That's funny.
Yeah.
An emoji is something like a smiley face. Yes, that's correct.
You have a special emojis crew because you're
Yes.
a member, and somebody came in. I don't know if you saw.
I did not.
Adventures by D.
Hello, Adventures by D.
Hello, Adventures.
Personally, I want The Rock to do a remake of the first Predator movie. I got to be honest with you. Make another one. Don't make a remake. Go back. A lot of these reboots drive me nuts.
Well, then
You could continue a
Superman
series.
now.
That's my point. Is you could continue on in a series, and I'll give you a perfect example. totally off of Disney topic. Sorry about this, but Ghostbusters 3. Okay, we're going to not talk about the other Ghostbusters disaster, but we're going to talk about the original two and then the one that's coming out that has been directed by Jason Reitman. Jason Reitman is Ivan Reitman's kid. The trailer looks marginal, to be perfectly honest
It
with you.
does.
It does not look spectacular. They do not have me won over as a Ghostbusters fan. The nostalgia is there, but whether or not they've done the right thing, I don't know yet.
I don't like how Danny Aykroyd's just in the very last bit of the
But
trailer.
that's the trailer to hook us to say he's in the
I know.
movie. I don't know what it
See
means.
Murray.
I understand they didn't do that for us in this. So I'm always big about moving forward. I could go for some White Castle. Tinkerbell might not be
If they
flying.
did deliver, they're not delivering them yet. So,
No. I don't think Tink's going to fly tonight. It is pretty nasty outside.
and we can never see her fly from here anyway. So
No.
I couldn't.
She got $20 million for the movie plus more to come. Yeah, me too. I'm with you.
Oh, Scarlett Johansson.
Let's see.
And I personally don't like her. So.
I'm not a fan.
My favorite scene with her is in Iron Man. Was it 2? When her and Lucky, when she starts fighting
When she
everybody, and
fights.
Lucky's trying to fight, and
Who's
I,
lucky?
John Fargo.
Meanwhile, at Studio Tatooine Jedi, it's 51 pounds. Wow. Jeez. What'd you feed him? A bear? Disney is a stockholder serving corporation. Totally agree with you, Theodore. I have said this many a times. And I've tried to explain to Bella what shareholders were, and the fact that they have to appease those people by making money, and the people they're going to make the money on is on the backs of the people who go. That's kind of just basic economics. So I mean, not that I'm saying it to you. I'm just saying it in general. I don't know, but we'll see. Epcot was not to be a park; it was a city. Yeah, I mean, if you actually look at it, you were supposed to be able to live there, and it was supposed to be cool. And I don't really mind what they're doing in certain respects. Other aspects are driving me nuts, but I want to see what they come up with. I think there's going to be a lot of changes along the way. Just my opinion. Presidential tourists agree completely. I think that it is losing the science culture.
Laughing at Brian.
I saw it. And at the end of the day, the science aspect of it, in today's world, unfortunately, I've used the words we're dumbing ourselves down on purpose. This is kind of the personification of it.
Oh my gosh.
I honestly, Brian, I can't even.
All right, Brian, you have to tell me what character, like Shelby, like you have to.
I have no response. I'm going to move on. Let's see. Epcot show, Walt is always a state of
I
becoming.
knew we'd get a response from me. So.
See, and that's exactly what I'm talking about, Jonathan, is they're trying to say, that this is what he would have wanted. Watched you guys at Casey's last night and really brought back some memories. Yeah, see, we love Casey's. I'm really happy that you enjoyed it because, the truth is, sometimes it's nice to be able to just sit down. We had 3 sets of streamers that were in there. It was nice to be able to talk to people. And I really like that interaction. I was trying to get a guest on for tonight. We're hoping that we can get their schedule to line up as the next guest during the week next week. I really dropped it in their lap at the 11th hour. They had plans. Not everybody's just at our beck and call, and that's okay. But we do like the interaction. It was fun having Brian on yesterday, so we could introduce him, so you guys could actually get to know him, get to see him. You guys get to hear him in here. We're really hoping that the character that you see that's in the chats comes out on the live stream, because I would watch it. I think it would be hilarious.
And the trailer, I have to say, and Jonathan said about the trailer for Afterlife, it was a good trailer. It's just, I guess as a Ghostbuster, I just like that Paul Rudd's in the movie too. I think it's.
Yeah, but you like Paul
I
Rudd.
love Paul Rudd. But I don't like what do you call it? What's that, Ant-Man?
Yeah.
Eh.
She's all about the money. There's a reason people pay $30 for this. Well, and that's exactly right, Mike. I agree with you. I think that Disney, although I think you're going to see the Disney Plus platform change tremendously.
Well, Disney Plus
Good
is already
night,
on it.
Amanda. Good night. We'll see you
Good night,
soon.
Amanda.
Good night, Amanda.
Because trust me, I know tons of people that would love to go to movie theaters if they felt comfortable. I have a gigantic television. I've jokingly sat there and said to people, if I wanted to experience soaring, I could literally hang a rope swing inside my house,
And watch my
be a
drive-through.
foot and a half off the ground, get Jen's 4K ride through, and she could spray like colognes or throw watermelon at me or something,
Really throw a watermelon?
and they would be the same experience to me.
Spray different perfumes.
So I'm okay with not going. Belize, hello there. Good to see you back in. My jokes are 99% delivered to make Jen giggle. Do you and crew talk? Is there any theme park in the U.S. that has a good amount of science stuff? Theme park wise, I'm going to go with no. But there's a lot of museums that are set up for kids, like the Mosey museums and things like that, where it is very interactive. They're not theme parkish, but they're interactive and they're a lot of fun. Let's see. But are they work? Are they? And they are. Oh, okay.
I already answered.
Man, you have to use perfect. So
Thanks,
moving.
Mike.
Thank you, Mike. So moving
Wheels
right.
it is.
Yep. Moving right along. So we've gone through that. There's a new Chewbacca Bigfoot plush,
Which Wheel sent to me earlier.
Which
and
is
he's adorable.
absolutely adorable.
He's so cute.
Stone Cold Jedi. When I saw this, I thought of your puppy. So
Give to Chewie.
I mean, I just thought it was awesome.
So
So
cute.
I thought that was absolutely adorable. We kind of gone over all those things. Yes.
Presidential tourists, you asked about how they are about filming on soaring. They're fine. You just have to make sure you have a wide shot so you can get the entire shot, so you're not moving around.
1 second.
But otherwise, I streamed it the one day, and I've done a POV, so they never have a problem. In fact, when I did the day I did the POV, the girl asked if Bella and I wanted to ride twice. We're like, okay. So I took 2 POVs, and we took the best one. One moment, everyone. Yes.
All you have to do is ask me. By the way, that cup comes from Migo Gift Company. Fantastic people. Great mug. Use it all the time. Matches my Star Wars shirt. So, let's see. Yeah, Stone Cold. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, it looks like Jedi.
And I have to say, Presidential Tourist, because you go to Legoland, it's easier to film soaring than it is for
Master of Flight.
the Master of Flight. Because Master of Flight, I was kind of like all over the place, and I had to like hide my camera because they're so weird at Legoland about things. So.
And Brian and Iad love Chip and Dale, so let me bring this up. Chip and Dale Park Life was released yesterday with the new anime.
Bella,
So-
you liked it?
I did.
Bella liked it.
Bella
Kid
approved.
It was cute. I think it was weird but cute. It had that. It has the new Mickey and Minnie and the new DuckTales animation to it, which I know you're not a fan of. But they don't. They're just regular chipmunks. They don't talk. They just
They
make
don't
noises.
talk, which is boring.
So that was the part Bella was like, it's not Chip and Dale doing that. So
And then in food-related news, because you knew eventually it would come to food.
Pizza Safari is reopening at Animal Kingdom on August 2nd. And they have this. This is one of the highlight desserts, if it's going to come up, maybe.
The spaghetti meatballs
The
cupcake.
spaghetti meatball cupcake. Now, apparently, the ball at the top is a chocolate donut, and it's buttercream spaghetti, and there's a cherry sauce on it with like a vanilla cupcake. Now, they had originally had one at, I think it was Dino Bites or something, or whatever that place is, because
I know.
I don't eat
Creature Comfort.
no, it wasn't Creature Comforts. Because I only eat at Creature Comforts at Animal Kingdom. Don't really eat anything else there. But I think they changed it up a little bit. But I saw someone post it the other day, and they're like, "Who would want this?" But and they released their menu. Of course, they have pizzas, they have chicken parmesan sandwiches, they have vegetarian options as well, and some new drinks.
So lots of changes, lots of things coming in that regard. And I think what you're going to start seeing is a turnover because Boo Bash is coming out. So you're going to start seeing some of those things.
Hi, Chris. Gaming channel.
Oh, there it is. Hi there. I think you're going to see a lot of changes coming in those regards. And yeah, you have 2 more minutes.
Yeah.
It's
very delayed.
Let's see, y'all ever activate Chewy mode? We have not done Chewy mode on Smuggles yet. My goal is, when Reggie and Cheryl come down from the Journey Awaits, there'll be 5 of us in there. I'm hoping I can get us all in there and we can pull off a Chewy mode. Now, if we get a 6th person and they do give single rider, because they are doing that, it may be that, that we can't get that 6th person. So I may have to find an additional person so that we can, so that we can pull that off. Let's see. Uh-oh. My Amazon store?
I don't know. Let me see.
Yeah, we look at that. Anthony the Molar Man, welcome in.
Anthony!
So, welcome. So kind
I
of,
already ordered, but ordered something.
well, neither. Reggie, thank you. Let's see. Hello. So, basically to kind of go over everything, we beat the mask thing to death. We've gone over the cruising and what's going to be happening with that, all the movies and different things that are coming. Is there anything where Tink flew tonight? That's awesome. I wasn't sure whether or not they were going to or not because of how close lightning was to us and how bad the storms were
I
today.
just responded.
There goes the end of it. Can you guys hear that? And there's the end of Happily Ever After. I'm just curious if it comes through, whether or not you guys can hear the boom, boom, booms.
And Carolina liked, they liked riding on the Academy bus compared to the Disney buses.
Me
They
too.
went from Hollywood to DS, and it was definitely, yeah, no, they're nicer.
They're way nicer buses. They're way cooler in the sense of temperature-wise. You can hear them. That's fantastic. It's way cooler. The buses are cooler inside, like temperature-wise. So it's really nice. Yeah, I'll be happy to tell you guys about it. We have the question that came up is right here. This is from Brian and Ed. We have an online class that's coming up. We actually have a lot of things that FPE is going to be doing moving forward to help some of the YouTube channels get up quicker, get up and get moving, save money, do things. These are those a lot of Pup Century. Yeah, and I'm liking the fact that I'm seeing more and more of the buses, to be honest with you. I think they hold more people. There's better transportation for those style buses. So the YouTube classes I'm done with the design. I'm doing the videos right now over the weekend. I'll probably finish the videos for the classes, and they're a precursor before you come in so that this way you already have some of the information so that we can kind of talk about it. It's not a self-learning. It is absolutely going to be where we interact. It's going to be, I haven't decided if it's an hour and a half or 2 hours. It's going to kind of be some feedback based on the people who are signing up. I want to give you guys ample time. One of the things that I have found out from courses that are online, Journey Waits, have a wonderful night. We'll see you very soon too, by the way. One of the things that I've read in most online classes that I have seen is that there's not enough time. I don't want it to be something where people feel rushed, where they feel like they're not getting, the information that they need. That's not what this is going to be designed for. This is designed to help YouTubers, plain and simple.
I like her camp club.
No. What's up, Bill?
Your attitude is kind of like Walt Disney when he was designing the park.
Thank you. So one of the things, like Bella just did an online class for something she loves doing. And Sights of Orlando, hello there. One of the things that our biggest pet peeve was the class ended at 1 hour. It did not matter if they understood it. She's 9 years old. And if she didn't understand it, it was kind of like,
I
Well-
think there were, because I sat with her during it, and I was listening, like, just to kind of get feedback to teach my own type classes. And it seemed very rushed. There were 12 girls in the class and all virtual. And I think maybe if it was limited to like 5 or 6, it would have been a little more hands-on. A lot of the stuff I was actually teaching her and helping her with because I know about video production from doing videos and
And we
stuff.
paid for it.
And we paid for it.
Now, the funny thing about it is I paid for it because I wanted her to have well, I shouldn't say I paid for it. It was a birthday present. And we wanted to let her have the experience and, talk to kids online. It wasn't anything like that. And so we wanted to make sure that this experience is totally different.
And she was sick that one day and they didn't even seem to care.
They didn't care. So it really came down to what we're going to do. The classes are as of right now, there's 5 classes. You can take the entire package or you can go a la carte. There are certain people have their channels up. They just want to know certain things like which equipment, how to edit, how to make thumbnails, things like that. So each class will be a la carte at $40 a piece. If you want to take all 5 classes, it will be $150 for the entire series.
That's a good deal. I didn't know how much
So-
pricing was.
I didn't tell you.
Surprise!
Surprise, Jen just found out. So
And I'm not mad, guys.
and what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep the class size down to a limited amount. And there'll be plenty of time because I can run it whenever I want to. And that's what we're gonna be having is sign up so that you guys can actually sign up for the classes. You can get in there. We're going to tell you everything. The one thing that annoyed me about becoming a YouTuber and a live streamer was nobody wants to help. There's videos on how to be a YouTuber. There's videos on how to be a live streamer. But most of them have to do with podcasting. And if you want to learn how to be a podcaster and that's what you want to do, there's plenty of free videos.
There's a lot of gaming videos.
And they will tell you all the equipment and how to set up their room so that this way you've got the proper lighting in the background. There's no YouTube video about going out into Walt Disney World and when your stream fails, what do you do? What happens when your camera dies? What happens when there's 50 people in your chat and the world explodes? They don't tell you that. There's nothing that tells you what to do about keeping your camera cool or how to do things. We're going to give you tips and tricks on top of teaching you how to do it. We're also going to tell you some of the other things that are super duper important about starting your business and how to do it. Now, I've been a small business coach and mentor for over 15 years. So one of the courses is how to start. And for people, and let me just tell you, since I have a captive audience at the moment, if you're doing this as a hobby, you can still take this class and you'll enjoy it. You'll learn how to be better at your craft. You'll have more fun with it. If you're doing it for monetization and you want to make money doing YouTube, you probably are going to want to make sure that you know how your business is set up and that you're set up appropriately so that you can move forward and not get a letter from the IRS. And how to prolong the battery life on your phone. If you guys noticed in the beginning, my battery died all the time. And all of a sudden you'd hear me come back and go, oh, my phone died. We've learned all the tips and tricks. I've gone through thousands of dollars of equipment. I've gone through thousands of dollars of things. I've spent a lot of money. And rather than have people going out buying needless equipment for no reason, wouldn't you rather save money? And I want to teach people. I just went through this. It's not like I got 100,000 YouTubers or subscribers and I'm teaching you guys and I didn't go through it. But we literally, as all of you know, we just got monetized. We just did this. We gained 900 subscribers in less than 10 weeks.
Okay, first of all, 52 likes. You guys are amazing.
You guys are awesome.
Because I'm sitting on my couch. I'd be doing this anyways.
You would?
Yeah, I'd be sitting, if we weren't live streaming,
I wouldn't.
you'd be sitting on the chair.
Sites, we will be here. So, we're going to teach you guys the ins and the outs. One of the other things that we're going to be doing in the up and coming weeks, I've been writing it for the last about week or so. We're going to be doing, thank you, Anthony. We're going to have the online classes for everybody. We're going to have it so that it's limited. There will not be more than 9 other people at any one time. I want to build communities with each individual group so that if you have a question, you can go to those people. You know who they are. You're comfortable with them. You can also come to us. God forbid you're out there and you're streaming and something goes wrong. You have the ability to say, hey, what happened? What do I do? Now, that doesn't mean I'm 100% available, because if there's 35, 50 people calling me, I would love to tell you I'm not available, but it's kind of impossible. But we're going to do everything we can to try and help you so that you can problem solve on the go. And there's a lot of things that we've learned, and you guys have watched it happen live. So we're going to teach you how to get around it. There's a lot of people that I had a conversation literally the other day where they sat there and they said, how do you know where the lag spots are? First of all, I live stream every day. Second of all, he just popped up in the chat and says, hey there, Dave. Having people like Wheeler and Jonathan and Lorna, I know he's talking to another Dave, but my point being is, when you have great mods, and we're going to teach you, because everyone asks me, do you know a question I get about 14 times a week? How do we select mods? They're going to answer that. We're going to answer all of these questions in a platform where you get to interact with us. You'll have a video that you'll watch before you come into the class so that you know what we're doing that day.
I was gonna say about the mods about requiring a resume, but I was totally kidding.
I'm not even gonna. I'm not nothing. So
no, it's
and then
okay.
one of the other things that we're going to progress this to is because FP is also going next year. We're going to be traveling a little bit. We're going to, as all of you know, or most of you know, I don't fly. So when we head out to the West Coast, we are actually going to be driving. So I had the idea of what if we did some of these classes along the way. I'd love to do almost an in person where we had 8-10 people come in, do like a 1-day crash course and do things like that. And I had a remarkable response on wanting to do in person. So we may do some of those things. We may do them here locally in Orlando. We may bring it to your area too. So it'll be kind of really cool to do that. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, I go to DFC. Nice to help with you guys one night. Absolutely. Let's see. How to get your own mod. Route 66. See, I just want to drive down it just so that I can sing Life is a Highway and pretend I'm Lightning McQueen. But, we're going to do a lot of things from our perspective where we're giving back to the YouTube community. And I want to do it in an effective way. I also have another idea I'm not ready to share just yet. I've shared it with Brian and Ead the other day as to a concept that I'm going to be bringing forward. I think it's dynamic. I'm not sure how it'll be received. It's never been done in this YouTube community. I don't think it's been done in YouTube, period. I have a lot of unique ideas being from a digital marketing background on how to help people and how to make things grow. And you probably have heard Take a Train.
No.
Not a chance. I'll drive.
He can drive. I'd rather have him drive.
I'll drive. I'm good. And plus, I get to move at my
Amtrak.
pace, and I get to vlog the whole thing and live stream different parts, which I think would be phenomenal. I think people would love it.
Because I don't see taking a
It all depends on
Winnebago.
what we're doing, because we're not doing that.
No, I know we're not.
Because seriously, every time. Yeah, and that's the thing is, Mike, we're gonna kind of help break everybody down. There's so many things out there. It's ridiculous. So I'll be fine. Fine, I'll go back to just listening.
No, it's all good.
Car streams will be fun. We're gonna do
Because we're
some.
stopping to see you anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna come out and see you. So we're gonna do a lot of things both in the car, and I can tell you right now, I am not one of these people that says, "Hey, I got to get 300 miles down today." I might drive 100 miles, decide that I'm done for the day. I found something cool, and stop.
I'd like to get out of Florida and the swamp area. I was like,
We're gonna make it to the Panhandle the first day, just because I haven't told Jen this yet, and you guys will all find out together. We're gonna make it to the Panhandle the first day. We're making it to Texas on day 2, and we're gonna be in Texas for like 2 to 3 days.
I'm fine with that.
It might be 4 days, and we're gonna explore Texas a little bit. We're gonna have some fun with it.
I want to go to the basement of Yalmo.
We're going
Alamo.
Alamo. We're headed to Alamo.
Kiwi Urban.
And then we're also going over to, we're going to be stopping, along the desert states just because we've got some friends over
We have
there.
some friends, I have some
And we
family.
want to stop and see. Then obviously we're going to be out in the California area for probably 2 weeks. There's a lot of things that we want to do out there. I don't plan on going back like yearly because I have to drive. 100 miles to wrestle the gator.
And then Wheels drops it in right after Crew. I think that was really funny.
That's fantastic.
Where Panhandle, what, like Panama?
Somewhere.
Okay.
Uh,
Tallahassee, right?
we're gonna be out by the beach.
Okay.
So, basically the long and the short of it is we'll go out to California. We're going to do Disneyland. We're going to do Universal. Might do Knott's Berry. We're going to do, I want to go to the Redwood Forest. Bella wants to see driving through the trees.
So they don't let you film inside the Alamo. Okay. That's
They don't?
interesting.
I'll have to wear Google glasses.
I don't
So
know.
Why don't they let you film?
I don't know.
as we kind of get closer, because we're far away from doing this, we're going to do those things. But I just figured I would bring it up. Basically the long and the short of it is, we're going to be doing things because if I can meet tubers along the way, live streamers along the way, if we can do these things where we have some some fun doing it, that'd be cool. If not, and we do it virtually as well, that's fine. I might do it here in Orlando for the people who are here, so everyone can kind of get together, because the group that are here would benefit from knowing one another, from being with one another, because they're going to be in the parks all the time. And it's something, if people want to do, I'm willing to do it. I just want to see what kind of feedback we get, so that's something moving forward. But and then what we're going to be doing when it comes to the idea that I have moving forward, I don't think it's been done. I'm pretty sure it's never been done. I think it will be extraordinary. I think that everyone will realize where we are when it comes to helping the YouTube community, because this is a direct correlation to it. It is literally as pure as it gets to help people build their channel. And I think when people hear it, they're going to be like, wow, that's a great idea. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. And then, let's see. Brian, I'm sure you can still film. What app do I use StreamYard. I use something totally different than everybody else.
It's not an app.
And it's actually not an app. So I do things a little bit differently than everybody else does. I have tried and failed on everything.
Interesting.
So I wanted to make sure. Did DC sneak in?
No, I think they just threw.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he did. Hey, DC.
DC and Michelle. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Anthony saw him come in, but I didn't see it.
Anthony sees everything. I
Yeah, he
think
does.
He's like Wheeler.
You can film outside. You mentioned DC, and he shows up. That's fantastic. Alamo Car Rental. I love it. So, there's a lot of things that we're going to be doing moving forward. And as a matter of fact, we're going to be doing some things with DC as well. Matter of fact, my intro yesterday that you all loved got flagged by YouTube and demonetized us yesterday over my 40-second intro. So DC is going to be making us some music for our intros, and we're going to be talking with a bunch of different. I think I told you that we use StreamYard. And again, anybody who needs any information, that's what we want to do. So we had to actually cut out our intro from yesterday in order to, which still hasn't happened, but to get it remonetized. But these are the things that you learn along the way that I should have tested it first. I didn't test it. That's why I didn't.
Well, it was in our other
I didn't
intro
do it.
video that they decided to.
So there's going to be a lot of fun stuff, and I'm going to be offering some affiliate links so that this way you guys, there's a lot of things where I get, if you're an affiliate, you guys get discounts, and like StreamYard and TubeBuddy and some of these other things that really help you build your channels. That'll also help you with your streaming. And there's a lot of shortcuts that you'll want to take, and I'm going to talk you out of them, because at the end of the day, shortcuts usually get short results. I'm full of cliches. I like them. They usually stick. So there's a lot of fun stuff that we're going to be doing, as we progress, as FPE goes, and as we do things, we're going to bring it to you a little differently. But it's all about you guys. You guys tell us where you want us to go, how you want us to do it. We're going to do it that way. It's the fundamental of the channel. Yes, thank you, Jonathan. And what's my name?
Still doesn't have anything. I'm getting annoyed.
Don't annoy Jen.
1,400 views. I'm getting annoyed.
So, but that's the other side, by the way. We want to thank you guys. There's a lot of times where you hear me doing it in the park, but I can actually sit here and do this. I have a copyright claim for America's Funniest Videos. That's fantastic. See, I've jokingly sat
Yeah.
there and said, can I get a copyright claim for my own video on my own stream if I play my own video? I still can't get an answer for that.
Our intro video it's been up for over a year, and they decided the music was all of a sudden had a copyright on it. It's like, thanks.
Well, and that's the thing is it's like, what if I were to take my phone right now, hold up over my shoulder, or put it right here with my own video? Do I get a copyright warning because it's my video, my voice, my channel? Do I have to dispute it?
I hope it's not the video portion, so that's all video we took.
I know. Well, it wasn't because it was audio, because they even told you what song it was.
Yeah, no, it was.
Yeah, presidential torch. There's actually a lot of things that people do. That's an absolutely loaded question. There's a 30-minute answer in the question that you asked me right there. That's actually one of the videos that I actually just finished making, is things not to do when you start your YouTube channel. And it's really simple. Some of it has to do with settings. Some of it has to do with what you should do so that you avoid things. And some of that is watching other YouTubers. Some of it is, knowing what other people are out there doing. I'm not reinventing the wheel. What I'm doing is I'm putting it together based on theme parking and Disney, because I could not find any help. When it came to where did I go and I went to YouTube, I found the same people you'll find if you Google how do I live stream anywhere. You're going to find that they're talking about sitting at their computer like what I'm doing right now and live streaming, and how to get good results from that. That's not helpful for a mobile live streamer. Matter of fact, it's actually counterproductive. So that's something that we're really going to go over so that people understand. There's a huge difference between I have my router 5 feet away and I'm live streaming at 1080p versus I just went into the park. I'm on natural YouTube, and what do I do? So you have to be really careful, because there's a lot of mistakes you can make. And I would love to tell you people are super patient. They're not. Go have 100 people sitting in your chat and have your live stream freeze. You'll come back and it'll be 40 people. You'll lose 60 people in there, and they're not coming back right away. They're going to go check out other channels. You're not the only person on, and you have to be aware of that.
And Wheels is right. They are all of a sudden I think it's a lot to do with they're looking at you more closely now too. About the music. It's like, oh, you're over 1,000. Oh, we're gonna.
Yeah, and that's exactly the point. So once you're over that threshold, they're actually looking at us now in a way that they weren't looking at us before. So we're, and that's okay. We've had a lot of things that have happened since we've become monetized. I know that the algorithm is different now. I can see it. I'm somebody, as a computer programmer, I watch what they've done. I've seen how the algorithm has changed. I've watched my click-through rate change. I've watched my impressions change. But it's also been positive too, because I know how to optimize my channel, how I can get my videos out there. So we're going to tell you about all those things and how to make it a little bit better and a little bit easier to get found. And one of the questions that I had asked, and I did it deliberately when Nick Nimmin and Sean Cannell took my question, I did it on purpose because I knew the answer. I just wanted to hear them say it, and I wanted them to go over my analytics. And it was, well, how do I compete against the bigger channels? I already know the answer, but at the same time, I wanted two people who have over 1 million subscribers to answer the question, so that they could kind of reaffirm some of the things that I already knew, and so that they would tell me things that were right and wrong with my channel, which they did, and I took their advice on. So, there's some.
Yeah, no, Universal will get you.
Universal, and that's why we haven't jumped into that park yet, because I've heard a lot of different things. I've heard it's a kind of a nightmare. You can only stream certain rides. So there's some issues there. As a matter of fact, I'm more looking at buying a GoPro and a like a GoPro, like a selfie stick, one that doesn't expand, and going to water parks and live streaming before I do that. Because I think water streaming, water slides would be friggin' hilarious. Could you imagine a 280-pound guy going down water slides screaming like a girl? I think it would be fantastic.
Your daughter just lost her mind.
Yeah, it would be really funny. And then Belle on like splash pads and stuff. I think it would be hysterical. Lazy rivers and things like that. I think that this would be funny to do. So that's something we're looking at doing potentially next. We have a lot of things that we're going to be doing. So, and they don't see the quality is not the best, and they get upset that they're not getting numbers. Yeah, there's no doubt, Mike. The problem, and I'll say this to you, President Torres, one of the things that happens is ego. You can't have ego in YouTube. You can't take this seriously. As soon as one of the things that I'll share this with you because this is in one of the openings of my video. You have to take, as much as you put your heart into it, you have to take your heart out of it. I learned this the hard way. Many of you know what happened to us about a month ago. People know where my Achilles heel is. You can't get to me anymore with it because at the end of the day, I learned my lesson. And I'm not going to share it again because I don't need everybody sitting here trying to take shots at me because that's not what this is about. But at the end of the day, you can't have an exposed area. People are going to come at you. You're going to get trolled. You're going to have things happen. The first time I live streamed, there were 2 people sitting in my live stream. It wasn't until Lorna Lynn and Corn Dog Jimmy came in. And by the way, do you know who sent them in? Chasing Dreams with Mike and Drew. They sent them in because I knew them both. They knew I was struggling. They sent them into my chat. Things started to progress from there. The 3 of them had a conversation I scratched my head about. I even said to Jen at the time, I'm like, do I tell them to stop or do I let them keep going? And once I found out who they
The
were,
rest is history.
the rest has been history. And sometimes it takes somebody like an Adam who says things to just keep the chat going. That makes it more interesting. So, what advice can you give on interacting with other YouTubers? Depends upon the YouTuber. I've actually been probably the worst person in the world for this because Pete McDivitt actually told me the first time I talked to him on the phone that I was narked out by about, Bella, please stop, by about 6 to 8 people for something that I was doing. And I didn't know that I was wrong. That's half the problem is I had no idea that what I was doing was wrong. I thought I was just doing marketing. And, basically the long and short of it is different YouTubers don't care. Don't walk up to them while they're in the middle of taking their last shot. I upset somebody who, to this point, still won't talk to me, and that's okay. And by the way, congratulations on 100,000 subscribers.
Oh, wow.
He's mad at me. That's okay. But he's also one of the guys who's paved the way. But I walked in, I ruined his ending shot. He was mad at me for it. I understand. I didn't realize what I was doing at the time. A lot of times YouTubers don't have their camera in their hand. He had it set up on the garbage can. I walked right in the middle of it. Oops. Don't do that. Live streamers, me personally, come up and walk up to me at any point. I want to meet you. I want to talk to you. I think it's funny. I think it makes for great TV. I enjoy meeting people. So to me, it's not a big deal. There are other people that are very private. They don't want their streams crashed. They don't want you promoting their channel. I would like the option of whether or not I want to promote your channel. I may like you. I may not like you. Now, but that's my choice. It's my channel. But at the same time, I don't have a problem with it. It doesn't bother me. But I understand why it does to other people, and I totally get it. See, Monorails Forever, Steve, I happen to think it would be hysterical. I think water park live streaming would be just hilarious, especially if I could actually keep the live stream going under the water. I just think it would be friggin' hilarious. Let's see. I mean, in the whole scheme of things, how important is that shot to not talk to anyone again? I don't know. I mean, again, probably having a bad day, things were going on. I write everything off. I'm not somebody who holds a grudge. It's just not in my nature because at the end of the day, we all run into each other a bunch of times. I don't want any animosity. That's never my goal. Do I like to be a little bit of a a bee buster. Yes, that's absolutely in my nature. I think it's funny. But again, not everybody does, and I have often. And by the way, I've talked to Drew 800 times since I jawsed him. But at the time, I thought it was funny. Afterwards, I really questioned whether or not I did the right thing. For those of you who don't know, Drew came off with Queen V one day off of
Mickey and Minnie.
Mickey and
It was
Minnie's.
during your first live cast at Hollywood Studios.
Was it my first one?
Yes.
Ah, that's great. It was even on my first live cast.
I was just doing videos today. That's how I know.
I was in the Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway gift shop, and I actually put my phone up as a periscope so I could see him coming. And I was actually going dead end, dead end. Now, from my side of it, it was funny, but he had no idea it was happening. So I'm sure at the moment he was kind of like, "What are you doing?" The people who were watching, all 10 people that were watching me at the time were probably laughing. The 150 that were watching him were probably like, "What's this guy doing?" So it was funny, but who knows? Really, that's shocking because, yeah, and I mean, and Mike, I think I just rubbed it the wrong way, and I've had very limited interaction since then. But at the end of the day, I don't know. You know how things go in this world. Am I offended by it? Not even a little. Do I understand where he was coming from? Yep, I do. I've had it happen. I've screwed things up. I've had people walk in the middle. I also understand he puts a lot of effort into what he's doing. I don't blame him, not even a little bit. And, if I have the opportunity to ever sit down and have beer with him, I would. So, not really that worried about it, to be perfectly honest with you. And I'm sure it'll all get worked out at some point. And subscribe from channels when they start pushing Patreon at subscribers. I get the whole, it helps improve the channel. See, and that's the other side of it, Chris, is I don't want the people on the channel to be paying for it. There are people who want to be involved as premium members. You guys, the people who are premium members will all be on this channel at some point. You won't be sitting right there, but like you saw with Brian yesterday, the elite members are going to go first. Expedition will go second. I'm even going to have the explorers come on. Why? I think it's fun. You guys need to know who the people are. I would like to get to know everybody. I'd love to have everybody involved. I think that makes it more interesting. We actually did away with Patreon because I thought it was a waste. I think that if you're going to support the channel, you should also get something in return, like merch. That's just my personal concept. And then lastly, because I've been in marketing so long, I believe that if I have a 5-hour stream, that there's ad space available to be purchased, and it doesn't have to be extraordinarily expensive. Plus, I could have shows that are sponsored. So if I wanted to do that, I could have an entire show sponsored by Icy Hot or whatever, just because I picked Icy Hot because it's funny. But it's supposed to be for local businesses, people who do things so that they could benefit. I would probably never use a big corporation. It would probably be small businesses only, and something that you would use. I can tell you that we are about to become part of a travel agent. As a matter of fact, things are going very well with it. We should know in the next couple of days what's what, and then we'll probably be able to make that announcement. But I can tell you right now, I'll be pushing my travel agency. You can guarantee that. And my expression is not going to be that hard. It's going to be, do you want to trust the person in Idaho, or do you want to trust the person who's in the park 5 to 6 days a week when it comes to coming to Disney World? And, oh, by the way, here's a little incentive. Book a vacation, get on a live stream. So, but it's not about pushing money. It's not about, oh, Bella needs a new pair of shoes. Like, that's not what we do. It'll never happen.
She's a kid. She always needs a new pair of shoes. I mean,
That's a fact.
yeah,
Let's see. It's a team effort. It only works. Exactly. Let's see. I wish all streamers would realize that viewers love interaction. See, and one of the things, Steve, that I want to do is I'm going to have something that's kind of like a round robin. I already have a host for it. I already have 3 channels committed. I'm looking for a couple other channels. We're going to all meet together probably in Disney Springs. And it's going to be like After the Catch. If anybody's ever watched the Deadliest Catch series, they do a thing called After the Catch where all the captains get together and everyone kind of talks about their experiences. I think that would be very, 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 very well rated. Every channel will stream it on their own channel, and viewers will have an opportunity to meet new people, which will also increase their subscribership, and it'll also let people get out and know who other streamers are, which I think is paramount. So I'm really big on building people up. I heard you. I haven't saw a few lives and cut my stream. If I-
That's funny, Anthony.
Yeah, and you know the funny part about it is theme park lifestyle is Adam actually told me about it a number of times. Different streamers that do those things. I'm always afraid to sit there and say, hey, you can support the channel doing this, you can do that. I don't want it to come off as we're saying, oh God, we need the money. No, it's not that. And in the beginning, I was extraordinarily uncomfortable with super chats. I still, to a degree, I am. I understand it. I've had it explained to me by different live streamers. I've had it explained to me by moderators. I've had it explained to me by everybody. Doesn't mean I'm any more comfortable with it. I would much rather this be free TV for everybody. And there are plenty of businesses out there that would love to sell you stroller rentals or scooter rentals or whatever in a 15-minute segment, either at the beginning or the end or down in the description below. So I want to leave it up to the viewer. And I mean, TV is TV. We're all used to it. We all know how it goes. I have no problem doing a live pitch of somebody who wants to be inside of our channel. And I can absolutely shamelessly plug myself with no problem. As a good laugh, just because it's a great segue to do this. This is seriously something I ran for the first time last night. I mean, there it is. I want businesses to pay for the television services so that this way I don't have people that are saying, well, this guy's just begging for money or this or that. We're never going to do that. Anthony, you could walk through my shot anytime.
Yeah,
I'm going to still have you on the show, Anthony. I wanted to do it after America's Got Talent, but I knew you had a bunch going on. I'm still going to have you on as a guest. So we'll get our schedules together so this way it can work for you, and we'll have some fun with that. Because I every time you go into any chat, whether I'm ninja watching or whether or not it's in this chat, everyone's always like, "What's up, Tooth Guy? What's up, Tooth Dude? What's up? It's Anthony." Everybody knows you. So we want to get you on here. You have a great personality. Plus, we want a Tooth song. Let's see. I could be a comedian. Looks like this. They're not for modeling.
And
they're
I'm going to say something. Anthony was a postman during a pandemic. So there you go.
First responder,
enough
baby.
said.
Yep.
Enough said.
Let's see. My problem.
Whoa.
Just skipped ahead a little. My problem is not being at Disney all the time and trying to build interest with places. AJC Magic, I totally get that. When we picked our niche, it was originally Florida Park Explorers was designed to go all the theme parks. Our numbers are way down on certain parks, but we love them, so we go to them anyway. We all know that Magic Kingdom is number one. We all know that Epcot and Hollywood Studios tie for number two, and Animal Kingdom comes in between 2 and 3.
And then we have SeaWorld and Legoland.
Which they do okay, but they're not great. But we do them because we love them, and we're going to continue to do them because we love them. But I totally understand what you're saying. It's hard when you don't live in the area, and that was why it was like, for the different people who want to do this, there's other things that we can talk about with live streaming and YouTubing or vlogging, if you will, to try and help keep those numbers up. How to do your editing, how to do things that are more intriguing. So but I totally get what you're talking about. Mandy just realized we're not in SeaWorld.
He's kidding.
Watch out, there's a fish jumping over my head.
Really?
Nope. Idaho's pretty cool. Dave, you look like Sinbad. I don't know how to take that. I'm down. Let's see. That sounds awesome.
I realized too,
We'll
man.
see.
Like there was so many.
New chat challenge. Ooh,
I don't know. I'm waiting to hear what that is.
Okay.
I didn't know there was a chat challenge.
Anthony, yeah, we'll definitely do it because it would be a lot of fun. Is there a Fun Spot USA? I've never been. Now the annual pass for Fun Spot's cheap. I think it's $100.
I think it's as much as going for the day.
I think it's pretty close because by the time you buy the armband and pay for the individual tickets, you would be like all over it. So, is it in the future? Probably in the off season, I would say. But little theme parks scare me because I'm always worried about maintenance. When I made a joke about it last time, the next day, literally the next day, they had to pull people off of one of the roller coasters. Now, luckily, I wouldn't have went on that roller coaster, so I never would have had that problem. But yeah, is there some time in the future? Yeah, I would say sometime in the future. Let's see, when will you be vlogging Legoland again? It's going to be coming soon, but
We keep
we
pushing
keep
it back.
pushing
The
it back.
weather and
The weather's been horrible. I mean, to drive down there, it's it's a little over an hour for us, and if we have any issues or anything, it's
because we can't take 4 because it's a utter nightmare. So we go the back way, and it's they close at 6 o'clock, and we do most of our streaming later in the day because of this intense heat. But we want to go there in the next couple weeks, I think, or we're gonna have to renew our passes at the end of August. So
we'll definitely be there soon. We'll let you know because we want to meet up with you down there. And I know we're going to see you on Sunday, so we'll kind of chat about that in person when we see you on Sunday. Manny, yeah, definitely do because we'll have everything worked out. As a matter of fact, I was
we'll
talking.
be worked out by then, absolutely.
I talked to them today. I should have everything resolved in the next day or two, and then as soon as we go through training, which won't take too terribly long, we'll have everything up, posted, and ready to go. I would say within a week. So, and then we'll be making that announcement as to who we're with and what's going on. I just want to make sure everything works out the way it's supposed to because we had talked with one other place who flat out lied to us, and we are not going to tell you who. I'm just going to make sure that I do everything in my power to outsell them. So we're gonna have a lot of fun with that. What about Silver Spring State Park? I have heard nothing but great things. Never been there. One of the reasons that we didn't put theme park explorers and we put Florida park explorers was we do a lot of nature preserves. We used to do a ton of them. We have not done them in the last year. I don't know why, but we haven't.
They've been closed because of COVID.
That's valid. But we used to do a lot of walking trails. We used to do a lot of those things. It's turned more into theme parks just because that's what people wanted to see.
And when Disney's in your backyard, it's kind of.
I jokingly have sat there and said I walk further in Disney than I do in a state park.
Oh,
but
most
to
definitely.
do a glass bottom boat tour, I would love to do. I would also love to do some of the springs. Again, love to live stream some of the water because the water's crystal clear
Oh yeah, no doubt.
and absolutely beautiful. So I would probably vlog that over live stream it, but I think it would be fantastic.
Edwin, you know better. I know you're just kidding. I think Edwin just did that, crew. He didn't even need to tell the joke.
First thing I was on the last one to make Jen and Dave laugh.
Edwin wins.
I heard Fun Spot is funny with filming on Rod. They
Yeah,
probably are because
of
when,
the maintenance.
I was gonna say because when you don't do maintenance or you have a 15-year-old running your ride, you don't want everyone knowing. I don't know. I mean, I've never been there, so I mean, I'm just picking on them because I compared them to a gigantic carnival, and I'm sure that that's not the case, and I don't want to get sued over it, but it was kind of just like a joke, you know. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm down for doing most anything that has to do with theme parks or parks in general or having fun. I just choke on my food.
I hope it was from laughter and you're okay.
Me too.
Yes,
Really
Wheels. Like I know. Thank
Manny,
you.
of course you do. Not to mention the fact that there's a lot of upgrades. One of the things that most people don't know, and we talked about it yesterday, was that when you come to Disney, you're paying for a travel agent anyway, so you may as well utilize us because at the end of the day, Jen's a floating head.
It's the tab.
Hold on a second, let me prop this up. Oh, that was bad. Let's not do
I
that.
thought you spilled the coffee. That
No,
would've been really bad.
not yet. I'm sure that that's next.
Ta-da!
There we are. My Vader shirt. Look familiar, Anthony? So, if you're going to come down here, you may as well utilize the people who know the parks in and out. I mean, plus, I would love to have people who are coming down. We know you guys. We get to meet up with you, get to do some live streams. But the upgrades and the things that we've heard about and what I've been talking with them about over the last 2 days, It sounds phenomenal, and that's what I want to make sure is that we're able to provide you with the best possible magical experience you can have.
And Dave is actually a wedding officiant, so he can marry you, do vow renewals.
Doing vow renewal for somebody who's sitting in the chat right now in January.
But
When is Mod Meet happening? I will let you guys determine that because I'm here whenever you want. Dave didn't laugh. Dave did laugh. Well, which is it? Make up your mind. Here's something for you guys to think about. Bobby has been in law for over 30 years. We need to pick his brain. That's fantastic. We appreciate that, without a doubt. Because what you probably don't know, Carolina, is that we're going to be doing something. It's a 24-hour live stream, and it's for cancer and for autism. And I want to make sure that we're indemnified. So that's absolutely something, we're going to be talking to make sure that the company out of the arc, that all the money goes directly to them so that nothing is held in escrow. I do not want one penny to go through us. So we're going to be doing a lot of things that involve making sure that things are protected. So we definitely appreciate that. I'll definitely reach out to you. Let's see. Dave's favorite ride is a Skyliner, and favorite pastime on the stream is
yes,
You know what? I may go upstairs right now. I told you how many ghost accounts I have. I think I'm going to go finish off Heather's 25 subscribers. You're getting a sign tonight.
I'd start looking at places that have.
Yeah, if I were you, I'd start picking out that sign. Do I get a Florida local discount? Wheeler, I actually have something in store for you, but I'm not telling you what it is.
Surprise.
Surprise. You're active. Have my contacts. Manny, not yet. I've reached out to a couple of them. And again, I know that the last couple of days people have been super busy. I've been paying attention to their channels. We will. Dave just went Robo. Uh-oh.
Are we good?
Turn up. Did Dave go Robo? Are you really going to tell me that you're the real Fabio? No, I look more like the real Squatch than Fabio. So, But yeah, we have a bunch of things that this channel is going to be doing, and the way that we're going to do it's going to be different, and we're going to throw it at everything in a different way. I only know one way of doing things, right or wrong, and but from the travel agent side, we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. That's why it was kind of cool to get your guys' feedback without telling you about it beforehand, about cruises and about the travel. I am curious what people think about it. If they do tighten restrictions, how do you feel? The fact that even Brian, who is also going to be involved in travel, sat there and said he's canceling his own cruise. There's a lot of people who are uncomfortable. We're just curious what people's states of mind are. But I can tell you right now, if you're going to be booking Disney, when the park 6 days a week.
Backyard.
Not to mention the fact that as soon as we're all signed up, we're going to be staying at different resorts. So we're going to start live streaming the resorts. We're going to start vlogging the individual rooms. We're going to be showing you guys literally everything. So,
Except backstage.
No backstage. I have learned my lesson. No upsetting Disney security. No upsetting the Disney uppers.
Right. Are you done with the Disney news yet?
Just play on your
I
tablet.
was just curious.
What do you need, Beth?
I was just curious if you were done with the Disney news.
Probably.
Oh.
Why? Do you have something you want to add?
No, I was just curious.
All right. You should.
What?
Crew, put it down like this. Back away from the can. I don't think I would do a cruise, but I would still go to Disney.
Yeah.
She's like, "Are you done
Are you
yet?"
done? She has her headphones on. And
She's
Jamie?
wearing unicorn
Fuzzy headphones.
fuzzy headphones and playing her tablet. Like, see, and I kind of feel the same way. AJC Magic. Now, you probably don't know this, but most everybody in here, they're all picking on me because I don't like heights.
Yes, I like heights. So the boats are kind of.
I'm a little sketchy on doing a cruise anyway, because everyone's like, "Oh God, you're 200 feet in the air." I won't go 200 feet in the air
The
normally.
pool's on the upper deck.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm going to be hanging out with the guy who rows the boat.
Not that, yeah, it's, yeah.
And I mean, to me, I'll take an interior cabin with no hole in the side.
I would love an interior cabin with a hole in the side.
No
So
hole.
we can look
No.
outside.
No, I
hole.
want a window. I want
No windows. I don't want to see anything.
I
I
do.
want to see stuff.
No way. I'm going to fall off the boat. So let's see. Bad Silver Springs attraction. We only live a few miles away from that. So the place is not anything. That's sad.
That is sad.
That is
Because
sad.
I've seen some beautiful things from there.
What is that?
You're not in, just do your thing.
So, you know,
Oh my
when it comes
gosh.
to cruising, the biggest thing that I'm worried about, because I haven't been on a cruise ship in it's probably almost 20 years. And back then heights didn't bother me. They do now. And you know, my biggest question, you know, from my own perspective is about going inside, going up and down the elevators. You know, a lot of them are glass. They're inside. I saw one of the ships that had the curly Q water slide out the back of the boat. There's roller coasters on them now. It's like, no,
See, I was never on any of those ships. So
Like-
this is like,
not gonna happen. So you know, let's see. I guess the top of the world lounge. Yeah, I'm not going up there.
when he did the cast member fireworks from Magic Kingdom, he was contemplating going to the Contemporary. And I said, well, you have to go
I didn't contemplate it.
Well, we were discussing where to go, and I explained to him where he needed to go, and he's like, "I think I'm gonna try the Poly or Grand Floridian."
Well, she's like, "Oh, you got to go up on the 18th floor and go up," and I'm like, "Nope,
Gotta go on the bridge.
Nope. I'm good. I'm not going up there." So, because I was like, you know, even if I got up there, the paramedics are taking me down. So, like, I'm not going up there because I'm going to not make a spectacle. And it's really funny because it's like, oh, well, you know, all the other YouTubers and live streamers are up there. Good. Well, then you guys all have one shot and I'll have another one. I'm not doing it. Let's see. When ABC left and the animal thing. Oh, that's sad. Dave, what is the attraction with the highest limit you'd be down for? I don't know about attraction wise. I can tell you that when we checked in to a hotel last year in St. Pete, they were going to upgrade us and put us on the penthouse floor. I think it was the 21st
Say
floor.
no.
And so they're like, "Oh, well, we have you checked in, and it's you know one of the nicest rooms, got a panoramic view of the ocean, and blah blah blah." And I sat there and I go, "What do you have on the 5th floor?" And the guy looked at me and he's like, "I'm sorry, what?" And I go, "What do you have on the 5th floor or lower?" And he goes, "Why?" I'm like, "I don't go over the 5th floor." I'm like, and so he's like looking at Jen, like, is he kidding?
Yeah.
And you know, he's like, "But sir, it's the nicest room we have in the hotel." And I'm like, "That's great, and I appreciate you, but what do you have on the 5th floor?" And we wound up staying on the 5th floor, and I had a nice oceanfront room, and we were happy. But I don't do heights. I'm just not interested. I've been on Slinky Dog. I've been on the only thing I haven't been on Everest yet, and there's 2 reasons. One of which is not really my fear of heights per se, because I can close my eyes for that one part where it goes up. But I'm convinced that that's the point at which it'll stop, and I'll have a panic attack and die.
We only stopped on the first hill with Bella the first time, which was
But I'm usually live streaming, and that's the excuse I'm going to use. I don't do cruises. My wife's on it. Yeah. In other words, what's the highest you will go? The highest I'll go is the highest that we've ever been, or at least I'll go. We had a condo when we lived on the West Coast. We were on the 7th floor. That is literally as high as I will go.
And we had like a balcony.
But it was a concrete.
It was a concrete, but he would
encased
not get
balcony.
close. He would get mad when I got close to the edge.
I finally at the end right before we sold it, we were right. I was against the wall. I would sit there, but I wouldn't actually hang over it. And if you got anywhere near it, I mean, what I'm afraid of is that I'm going to look over the side, I'm going to black out and just fall over. And no, and I won't do the Skyway Bridge that goes between St. Pete and Sarasota anymore. I had a bad experience.
Because it was pouring.
Yeah,
I'll never do it again.
Bella knows that she wasn't even alive, which
I'll
is
never
funny.
never
I
do it
heard
again.
you say it was raining.
So it was absolutely atrocious. Cedar Point, I missed that. Cedar Point has a program that helps people get over their fear of heights. Good for them.
And Millennium Force is like, it's not a no joke coaster too.
Good for them. Here's the difference between them and me. I don't want to. But he goes into monorail, which is higher than the bridge. It's not higher than that bridge.
Not the Skyway.
Not the Skyway. The Skyway is like
Skyway's
300
like
and something
pretty
feet in the air.
And they have to close it in inclement weather because it's
When the wind blows and when it snows and everything. Nope, I'm good. I won't do it anymore.
Oh, I think I know.
Anonymous, we love you.
Yes, anonymous. Thank you.
You did not need to
Thank you.
do that anonymously or anonymous. No, thank you guys. We
Thank you.
do. We appreciate you. But yeah, Mike, I go on the monorail because I've watched how they evacuate it. I'm kind of okay with it. I'm not great.
What's wrong with this?
I may also just stay on there and let them fix it. So
That's funny. Can you imagine? You guys can just fix it around me.
yeah, like I'll stay here
Okay.
and hang out. Just let me know. Just bring me a sandwich
I'm okay.
and some Gatorade, and I'm good to go. But I've seen how they do the cherry picker to get you off. I'm not great with it. I'm not going to tell you I am. What I would much
I'm sorry. Read the message.
so
That was beautiful.
that was fantastic. But I will tell you this: if I were in the Skyliner or I were in the monorail, and I had to be evacuated, what I would prefer. Now this will show you that I'm a control freak. I would prefer to rappel down. Just saying. I don't have a problem with rappelling, and everyone's like, that doesn't make any sense. I would much rather be in control of my own descent in my own power. I would love for it to be hooked up with a double redundancy system so that I could just rappel
That's
down.
why he drives everywhere, so he's in control.
Yep. So yeah.
But you'll see what the bridge comment really meant. It was because you're behind chat and Wheeler's yelling at me.
Wheeler's always yelling at me. Let's see. Thank you for the anonymous tab. Let's see. Crew, did you see that, Mr. Anonymous? That was funny.
Oh, that's
Do they let
great.
you film on Space Mountain? They probably do, but what do you get to see?
It's very dark. The best video I ever saw was when they had the lights on and did it. I think it was a tracker video actually.
Dave, you're 5 minutes behind
Yeah.
the chat. My monorail comment about the bridge goes from Contemporary to Bay Lake.
But it's so dark in Space Mountain, and I would never want to hold my camera or a gimbal or anything on that ride, especially because Bella has the grip of death on my hand the whole time. Mr. Senior Mana. And I think I know who that is.
You do, huh? Jaquetta.
Yes, I do.
That's where Jaquetta is. Hello, that's
See,
Jaquetta.
I get your real names in the back end.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, you can film on Space Mountain, but hello, Eric.
Hey, Eric. Hi, Jaquetta. I know where you come
The
from.
biggest issue is what are you going to see on Space Mountain? You'd have to almost I used to have a camera that shot in the dark, and it's an old Sony. I've contemplated trying it, but I don't know if it would work. You have to have some degree of light for it to pick up.
The one that she has now?
Yeah, that has a night vision mode on it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. My old camera had one too. That amazing camera we had that
Yeah.
got jolted. And
Any camera with night vision that you can recommend. There are a lot of them out right now. I have an amazing camera, but I'm petrified to use it because Jen spent a lot of money on it. So I haven't used it.
And you need a killer memory card on it too, because
But the memory card's not the issue. It's a mirrorless camera, and if the mirror jolts, the camera's worthless.
but it doesn't shoot, and it's an old camera, so it
No,
doesn't
not
shoot.
that one.
Which one?
the other Sony that you bought.
Oh, that one. I'm sorry.
I don't even use it, as you can
I was
see.
like, I thought he was
It's,
talking about.
it's still
camera
sitting in the
feed
box
one.
with the lens because I'm petrified to use it. I mean, it's an expensive camera. It's not meant to be in the theme park, in my opinion. So it's just stupid, and I don't have anywhere to use it. We used to take a lot of photos out in nature, which is where I think her heart was when we did it. But
And then
I
for
would-
business, we used it
yeah,
too.
we use a lot of it for business. It would be good for if I were to set it up inside of a studio.
This was the message. Staying below the fifth
Just stay below the 5th floor and you'll be fine. But let's see. I love Tower of Terror, but Space Mountain is. See, I won't ride Tower of Terror. Jen did a ride through of Tower of Terror. I added some visuals in because it was so dark that you couldn't see certain things. So I just put some stuff in there. So if you're ever bored, you want to ride Tower of Terror with Jen, go right ahead. But realize there are visuals. I put them in there. They're not normally on the ride. If you're like, wait a minute, that doesn't belong there. It's not there. I added it. That is my problem filming on any coaster.
Actually, some of them are deceiving though, like the visuals you put in. Because
They are because I blended them in.
I was like, no, that's not there.
AJC Magic, I'm the same way. Like I want to go with the GoPro with a different mount. I'm afraid of losing things with my phone. I've watched some of the videos where like the DJI 4 where the magnets let go. I'm also worried about like with my phone. I use the Smooth 4 gimbal. I am a little afraid that it'll blow off. I have started using it on rides. I use a rubber band. It's actually a cauliflower band that snaps over, so it holds the phone more in place. But I'm not convinced that holds it. As a matter of fact, my gimbal failed on Big Thunder Mountain the other day. So I go back to my old Vimble, which is the Vimble 1, and that one does amazingly well. I'm surprised with how it holds up. It held up on Test Track the other day. So I thought that was amazing because when the car goes like this and it turns, the gimbal wants to go out too. So if you hold the gimbal straight, it'll turn with it, and it's pretty cool.
So, on Sunday, at Hollywood Studios, the projection show is coming back. The history of animation, is that what it's
The world, the world of animation.
The World of Animation is coming back to Hollywood Studios on the Chinese Theater. And then the Beauty and the Beast show comes back on the 15th of August.
Provided things stay as it is. Wheels may
correct
know,
me if I'm wrong.
but also COVID may change that.
But it may change. And then Laugh Floor is supposed to come back on the 8th at Magic Kingdom.
Also,
which
possibly
is
subject.
Oh,
Yeah.
and Turtle Talk with Crush is on.
Turtle Talk. Yeah, so on Sunday we'll actually because tomorrow we will be back out in the parks, provided
We're gonna
there's
go
not
to
a
SeaWorld.
there's another
That's the-
disaster. So we'll be in SeaWorld tomorrow for shows, rides, and fireworks, and then and food. Then we're doing Saturday night. I'm not
No.
doing anything.
Saturday we're taking off unless you want to do one of these again.
Nope.
But we're doing this tonight, so I don't think people need to.
No, I have to actually build a website Saturday night.
Yeah.
Sunday, we will be at Hollywood Studios. Matter of fact, Presidential Tourist will be there, so we're going to meet up with him as well.
Well, Theme Park Lifestyles, it looks like he's trying to go during the day, but I don't know.
So
if he's
hopefully
gonna
we'll
do
see
it.
Daryl as well. So there's a couple of people that I would imagine are going to be there. But we'll be there to stream the show. I want the copyright claim. I want to see how bad it is the first time out of the box because I'm sure it'll be
I'm probably gonna do a
disaster.
I may do a 4K depending
Jen's
how
gonna
the
back it
crowd
up.
is.
Jen's going to back it up with a 4K just in case. And we'll kind of see how it goes because I may have to change how that goes. Brian's going to ride Tower of Terror with you.
That's fine. I love Tower of Terror.
Ride it with
And
Anthony Mulligan.
And DC and Michelle are. I'd love to ride I'd love to have a bunch of streamers in the Tower of Terror.
That'd be fantastic. An entire cart of
Because
of
DC
streamers.
and Michelle, before, because they're gonna be back in the park soon. But they, and if you guys are ninja watching, yes, I'm talking about you. They did one of their streams. They did a Tower of Terror, and it looked flawless, and it was like, oh my gosh, they did such a good job. However, of course, when they got off, there was a little lag issue, of course, but the whole ride through was amazing, and I was very jealous. So I can't wait to do it.
Presidential Taurus, I'll tell you, there's two different things. Number one, the Hero 9, from what I understand, is, and I'm going to test this. I was talking with Reggie from Journey Awaits today about it. I believe it's waterproof to a certain depth. That's the one I want to start using at water parks. But you can also buy waterproof cameras. Like there's an actual camera that you can buy. You can also there's a bunch of them. But I think I'm going to go with the Hero 9.
We'll have
Because
that
it
before
also
Tron comes out. the
yeah
GoPro.
because it'll also be live streaming capable, so I can piggyback it. But I'm going to be doing a lot of research into waterproof cameras because I want to theme park the water parks, or excuse me, live stream the water parks. And I just think it would be funny. You know, I don't always get to get my sense of humor out there. I try to be semi-restrained because at the end of the day, I get in a lot of trouble.
You should have swimming goggles with cameras, with the camera in them. That would be.
That's actually a great idea.
I know.
Um,
I'm gonna go market it right now.
I would. See, now what's really funny, Crewed Up, is I came home and I watched the safari from yesterday. You guys did not experience what we went through.
Oh my
That
gosh, it was
gimbal held it
horrible.
pretty much flat. You can see the truck bouncing around on both sides, but you don't actually see it in the picture. I was surprised. Now, I did notice when the gimbal almost fell out of my hand, though, and I would have lost my gimbal and my phone. So that would have been absolutely horrific. And I learned my lesson not to do
Well,
that.
because
again.
you put it out, and I was like, and I don't know if my face got camera, but it was like,
It
like,
did.
what
My
did
arm was
you do?
my arm was sitting on the back of the seat like this, so when it bounced, my arm didn't give. I didn't have it out here. I had it here, so my arm bounced, and
The animals almost had my
it
ears
felt
snapped.
honestly, it felt like my arm broke. It hurt, and I just gripped down on the gimbal so that I didn't drop it. But it was bad. It was stupid too. Not something I'll do again anytime in the near future. I hate Tower, but I'll ride it if everyone.
Here's my like. I love Tower Terror. I love the theming. I get on the ride, and as soon as like I know we're gonna do the drops, I start like. I kind of freaked out, and when I did the ride through, I'm just like hold on to the camera.
So wait, Brian, are you guys going to be in Hollywood Studios on Sunday? Because I think you guys are going to be there too.
What did it say?
Let's see. Hold on, I got to back up for a second.
Sunday will be on the studios. Been a minute. Oh, so really?
So they may be there too.
So and I saw Daryl. You were doing a. I thought you were doing I saw something about a test stream, but I didn't know if it was Saturday or Sunday. But we're gonna be there a little.
Cola Radio. Hello. First of all, no idea. No clue. Well, as we get a little closer, I may have a better answer for you. But at the moment,
Manny said no. So
I have no idea.
unless someone says Merry Christmas first.
So, I have really, they're so PC. I'm not really sure how it's going to be handled. Manny is a former cast member. I think he was a team leader. So I would imagine that his answer is probably right on point. Can I ask a question? I know this might be a class, but I want to know when you stream and end it, does it automatically upload?
It depends. Depends on what service you're using to stream. And I'll leave it at that. There's certain ones it doesn't upload all of it right away.
No, okay. So Jen's being semi-misleading. You don't have to manually upload it.
Oh no.
There
I'm
are
sorry.
certain platforms or apps that load it immediately, like our service. As soon as we end, so the answer to your question is it automatically uploads. It's how fast does it upload? Through some of the apps, you may get like in the beginning, we used to say that people would say to us in the comments, "Your video is not loading," and I would panic, like I just missed.
It'd be
8
like the
hours.
last like 30
minutes.
minutes of it. Yeah, and it was like,
And it loads backwards, so that it loads from the end of the video all the way to the front. On our platform, it loads immediately, so it's a little bit different.
like I can go back and watch while we're in the stream because I usually go back to make sure we stay under the 6 hours for YouTube because
Yep.
if you go over 6 hours on YouTube, which can I say this?
Good.
If you go over 6 hours of live streaming on YouTube, and there's a copyright issue, you have to actually go in and dispute it. You cannot go out in
You owe
and
me $150. So, Sites of Orlando,
That's like
I see
nothing.
that you have the Hero 9 and it works great. Is it waterproof? Rides like Mako and Manta are so smooth, you don't have to worry about rattle. That's cool.
with the
Um,
GoPro because I would
let's see. I'll see y'all Sunday. Yep, we'll be there.
yeah we're gonna
Water
go a
bike.
little later in the day. So
Scuba Dave. Is that kind of like Scuba Steve? That'd be fantastic.
That'd be fantastic.
See, I have no problem dressing
Mickey
up
floats.
in like the most ridiculous outfit and doing a cannonball. I think it would be fantastic. I think it would be hysterical. So yes, they're going to be there too. So we'll get to see Brian and Ian on Sunday. Brian, let's see, he answered it as
Yes,
well.
and then Mike
That
with
would
the
be
chat
a
is yeah.
PPP event crew. Rocky needs. Manny, thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Manny. We appreciate it.
So the long and the short of it is there's a ton of there's gonna be a ton of people there Sunday. Let's see, Brian. Oh, okay. Yeah, so there's gonna be a bunch of people in on Sunday. Obviously, tomorrow we'll be in SeaWorld. SeaWorld is kind of a always, Brian. Tomorrow's going to be kind of it could be a disaster. We have hit and miss moments in SeaWorld, so
That's why, like, hopefully the weather's clear because the weather is going to play a huge portion on that too.
and their Wi-Fi is absolutely atrocious.
Well,
So
well,
it's atrocious.
we'll probably try to use so. And we've never have we used the stream yard there to do fireworks only in that area.
Let's see, 80%. I think it's falling from. Yeah, I'm curious because I want to try. Like we're gonna do test streams. Everybody knows I love doing test streams. So like when we get our 9, we're going to do that waterproof. You can completely submerge it. See, that's what I had heard.
That's cool.
So like to me, what I'm curious about is whether or not you can live stream from underwater. Like I think that would be hysterical. No, I'm not talking about like 30 feet under the water. I'm talking about like come off of a water slide, hit the water, go underneath, and it stays live streaming. Like to me, that would be hysterical. I can't see how it will stay on, but we'll see.
Never know.
You just never know. And with the iPhone being waterproof as well, I may keep it in my pocket and hotspot it because that would be just absolutely hysterical. So, really,
Yeah,
do you know how happy I am about that?
good. Sorry, I showed him a hockey thing that happened to come up.
Let's see. Sites where can you go live with it? AJC, the answer to that is actually yes. You can stream with the Hero 9. I think you can with the 8 as well. But the 9, which I've done a tremendous amount of homework on, I just haven't done it yet, and it's because, again, the only reason that I'm held up on the water parks is work. We've been working at the kinks in the park, but we're going to be. We're going to switch over. I want to definitely do the water parks. We still have SeaWorld, so we have Aquatica. So I'm going to try it in Aquatica and kind of go from there. We're supposed to go and see Nicholas Marks at DS. But yeah, unfortunately, let's see. First,
Oh, Volcano Bay.
I have friends who use it. Go ahead. Yeah, see, I think it would be cool to live stream it. I think it would be fun. I want to go in the water with it, and ultimately, Reggie and I were kind of joking about it. I was like, wouldn't it be cool if you could just take it and throw it in the pool, and have it just sitting on the bottom shooting like footage, and you could just dive in over the top of it and live stream it. Like that would be cool to me. Like, there's a lot of things I want to try. And we're going to go through all of those things, and then we'll add it into the classes too, as to what you can and can't do with them, so that new tubers can see how that goes, and different things that you can do with them. I think it would be. I'm going to push the limits on everything. That's why we did split screens. That's why we're going to be doing things like. I actually have a concept that I want to try with 3 cameras in the park at the same time. We're going to try things nobody else is even doing. And then when you guys hear the concept that I have as to what the next big thing for us is going to be, you guys are going to either look at me and go, you're nuts, or I'll get the same response that I got from Sites of Orlando and from Brian, which was, that sounds like a really great idea. So I've got 2 people who have channels that both think it's a good idea. So if we go down that route, which we will be going down soon, it will be a lot of fun. Test for SeaWorld will be table. See, Journey of Atlantis would be kind of neat to do. and see how it goes. That's a wild ride. By the way, we have a POV of it
Love that ride.
on the website. Jen shot it with Bella. So that's on there if you guys want to take a look at that. So Journey of Atlantis is hysterical. We would probably split stream that because I think it would be cool to see them on the ride and then to watch them come down the hill.
They're like weird about you like, having anything out on it. So as soon as we went through, that's when I put my camera up to shoot it. Because
Yeah.
Bella's like, "You're gonna get in trouble." I'm like, "I'm not getting in trouble. Like, I pay to come here, so." like,
Sassy pants. Kevin Sparrow, hello there. Welcome in. We
Sure
appreciate
did.
you coming in. So, you know, I mean, basically the long and the short of it is we have a bunch of different things that we're going to try that we're going to try and be innovative. Everybody does the same things. That's great. For SeaWorld, you have to have GoPros attached to your wrist or harness. Some of them, yes, Mike, without a doubt. And there's some of the things they're pretty cool about. But for the most part, you're exactly right. And the same with the water slides. They want it attached to your wrist. They don't want a free floating camera. They don't want it, you know, doing any of that stuff. So we got to get all the mounts. I want to make sure that I've got everything ready. I want to make sure that I'm compliant. I don't want anyone telling me I can't do it. So it should be kind of neat. Whoops. I didn't mean that. Whoops.
sorry, guys.
My bad. David's touching stuff.
He doesn't know my iPad by now. Just let it go. It's fine.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, no.
I'm trying to scroll down chat because Presidential Tourist asked, "How is Busch Gardens with filming?" Busch Gardens is fantastic. They have a cell tower that's literally sits on the property for 5G, and it's actually 5G plus. When we streamed there for the 8-hour stream, I think I lagged twice. It was phenomenal.
But it's a copyright disaster.
It is. There's tons of you know, radio music playing at all times. So it's a super cool place to stream. It's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to going back. I can tell you right now, the rapid ride that's there, you get soaking wet. It's one of my
The
favorite.
log flume we got so go on.
The log flume we got wet, and the rapid ride was spectacular. So it was super cool. But you know, it's a really fun park. We didn't, you know, in 8 hours that we were there, the 8 hours flew by, and we even split up. Jen and Belle went and did stuff, and then we went and did stuff, and I went and did things like watch shows and stuff. And they were pretty spectacular.
But it was like rainy, and we went like for her to do some of the kids stuff in the Sesame Street, and we realized she is now too big to do this stuff because she got in the count car and her knees were up to her shoulders. So they said, yeah, you can't go on the ride. So but a lot of the other stuff was closed. But we didn't
Some
do
of it had
any.
to do with weather.
Yeah, and we didn't do the roller coasters because of the Congo River Rapids and Stanley Falls. We got drenched.
Yep.
So those were like the 2 rides we did, and she did a couple of. She did those little boats in Sesame Street, which were hilarious.
Now,
Like,
if you guys
funny
want to
stuff.
see something hilarious, we released a POV of Stanley Falls. You can hear a medical emergency while we're on the ride. They yell, there's a code orange while we're on the ride. And we didn't know what it was at the time. But at the end of the ride,
I'm not laughing at the code orange.
when we got off at the end, they were like, "You need to get out of the way." I'm like, "What happened?" They're like, "We have a medical emergency." I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "Code orange," and it was like, "Oh, okay, that's good to know." I should be getting my SeaWorld Busch Gardens Park for the past this month. Mike, we can't wait to take you into the parks, man. We'll have a blast doing it. SeaWorld is fantastic. Busch Gardens, like I said, I don't know the park that well.
It's a lot of roller coasters.
It's a
Like,
ton of coasters.
if
And
I had the GoPro, I would have had a blast.
yeah, and
and
we're
it was
gonna.
ra- it was
I'm
raining.
literally gonna just put the harness on Jen and send her on coasters and let her go have a blast. Because that's not my thing.
I can't wait to do a manta. Like, it's that where it freaks me out with the GoPro.
Have fun. I know all the parks too well. How come I don't have a problem with that? I would almost guarantee you know it better than anybody. So and that's the thing is we're gonna have a lot of fun and can't wait to take you and go do some of those things because it would be fun. We want to have them, the video that you sent me. I want to do another one of those days where we all get together. Pete's here. What's
Hi,
up,
Pete.
Pete?
Hey, Pete McDivitt.
There's Bella in the background. I love it. But yeah, I want to do another day with Mike Wheeler Day. When you sent me that video, it was super touching. I think it would be a lot of fun to get everybody together and kind of show you some love, especially with the amount of stuff you do for everybody every day. So I think it would be tremendous. And then, of course, Pete shows up, and it's like, can't wait to meet him in November too. That'll be super exciting. There's going to be a lot of cool things going on. But that's basically where we are with everything. We caught up with, obviously masks and travel and the movies and what's going on in the parks and some of the cool stuff that's happening. So there's been some really good things going on, in the world of Disney lately. Some weird stuff, some new stuff. It's kind of across all the parks. Tomorrow when we're in SeaWorld, we're going to do, I think,
Depends time we get there.
Yeah, but we're
Weather.
probably and the weather. I mean, we're hoping to get the Orca show in, potentially the Sea Lion show. We're definitely doing Ignite the Sky. Those fireworks are phenomenal. So is the water show and the pyro show that goes along with it. It is tremendous. If you've never seen it, it is absolutely worth the time. Make sure that you definitely stay tuned and tune into that tomorrow because we're going to have a blast. SeaWorld's a lot of fun. It gets kind of a bad rap. But we're going to have a good time doing that. And then on Sunday, when the projections return to Hollywood Studios, we'll be there. Apparently, so will Theme Park Lifestyle, so will Brian and Iad,
So a
Presidential
lot of other
Tourist,
people.
and I bet a bunch of others. So I would imagine we're all going to be there. What's the weirdest thing you've seen in the park? That is such a loaded question. I cannot even begin to tell you.
There's a lot of facets to that. I'm gonna say, like I've
No.
fuzzy slippers walking around. I don't know that.
The weirdest thing I've seen at a park. I'll tell you what, I'll get back to you on that one. I can tell you some of the craziest things that have happened. I've tripped over strollers with and without kids on them while I was live streaming or vlogging. I walked over a garbage can in Galaxy's Edge.
I walked into a handicap sign in the parking lot.
She wasn't even streaming.
No,
That's what's even better. So we've had a lot of weird things happen. A lot of times, and you guys will hear me say this, right after I turn my camera off, some of the strangest stuff happens in the world. So that's why now I live stream almost all the way back to TTC just because, or back to the parking lot, because usually I turn my camera off and something amazing happens. We see people wipe out. We see all kinds of things, where things happen, like the one night where the scooter ran over the woman's leg. That was probably one of the weirder things.
Wow,
That was weird. It was definitely obscure.
Shush.
And then, there's the night we don't know. We're no longer 100% convinced that it was Paul Abdul in the boat with us. It probably was, but that was a weird night too because it had to be a celebrity of some sort. So we always have odd things happen. I mean, when you're in the parks as much, odd things do happen. Most of the time, we're with you. And Crude Up, that's exactly true. You guys get to see 90% of everything that happens. And that's kind of half the fun.
Well, getting stuck on test track
Did
like
you
we
see
did
this?
that one time. Yes,
The weirdest thing I saw.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not at all.
Not
either.
at that park. Not even a little.
But that's the thing is you never know what you're going to see. That's why we keep the camera rolling at all times. And it's from the time we get to parking to the time we get back to parking. It's kind of like a live documentary of the insanity that goes on at the parks. And you just never know what you're going to see. How many times we've almost been evacuated on different rides, People Mover specifically. But between that and Mickey and Minnie's, we've had so many weird things happen. But we've met so many great people. And we've run into live streamers, and we've had great cast interaction. One of the best cast interactions I ever had, I released as a vlog, and it's actually in Galaxy's Edge where they were playing Galactic Ball, and Galactic Ball, by the way, doesn't exist. It's an invisible ball.
I'm sorry, Mark Daniel trumps that.
The Mark Daniel experience that we had last week was phenomenal. We're going to be releasing that. That was fantastic. He stayed in character and he was tremendous.
And then I even tagged him on Instagram and he liked it and everything.
And then the cast interaction we had for Bella's birthday with Katie, that was absolutely top notch as well at Pizza Rizzo. So we've had a lot of really positive experiences, and one of my favorite was it was about a 4-minute, 3-minute interaction that I had with a cast member that had been there for 2 days, and I was walking out of Magic Kingdom one day, and she was glowing, like literally there was like 3 inches of sunshine between her feet and the ground, and she was spectacular. And I walked up and I said, "How are you doing?" And we just had this back and forth about the fact that she was getting ready for Happily Ever After. And she's like, "It's my second day or third day." And she's like, "I'm so happy I get to sit here and watch this." And she was just ecstatic and she was glowing. And it was a lot of fun. Those are the moments that always mean the most to us because they're tremendous. They're what the park is about. It's about the magic. So it's a lot of fun. We do use IG, but Bobby said you also send you an email. So you have it. Fantastic. Thank you, Carolina. We appreciate that. And again, anytime you want to reach out to us, you can reach us at FloridaParkExplorers.com. You can reach us at anything that's Florida Park Explorers. You can reach us on Instagram, Facebook. Our website is FloridaParkExplorers.com.
Don't reach us on Twitter because I'm locked out of the account.
Don't go to Twitter or Twitch or any of the T words.
Or Snapchat.
Or Snapchat. Thanks, Belle. But you can always reach us at any one of those things. We get DMs and emails every night. We do get back to you as quick as we possibly can. But we're going to have a ton of things coming through on the website for you guys to pay attention to. So definitely make sure that you bookmark it and kind of pay attention to what's happening in our Instagram stories, and we'll always tell you where we are. Every day we put out a new video on Instagram stories so that you guys know who, what, when, where, why, and how. So we have a lot of fun with that too. Plus, I try to make them. If you saw my mask video today, I thought it was funny. I got a little bit of blowback for it, but I thought it was cute and kind of funny.
I'm sure you did.
I can't play it because it's Olaf singing, but if you really want a good laugh about the mask mandate,
I told you.
go look at my Instagram stories because it was funny. And it's kind of like the Chevy Chase moment from Vacation when the bartender shoots at him with the blanks and he goes, "That was funny anyway." There are sometimes you just have to be true to who you are and just say, "Oh well." But other than that, we've gone over Black Widow. We've gone over the new series with Hawkeye. It's coming out on November 24th.
Jungle Cruise or
Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Book, as I wrote on the notes, and Bella's like, "It's Jungle Cruise." I'm like, I want to watch Jungle Book.
And the $68 hat that goes along with it. That one's a little steep. We went over the gold statues. We've gone over the mask mandates and how it's changed. And just remember, when you go into the park tomorrow, if you're here, make sure you've got your mask. If you're coming down, pack a mask. I'm going to do a shameless plug for a minute, but if you need masks and you're a live streamer or a YouTuber in the parks, Theme Park Lifestyle is the person to go to. He's going to be making our masks with our logos right on it so that you can see our logos.
You're going to see him on Sunday.
Yes, we are. And so if you need anything, absolutely contact him for everything. He's going to be taking care of all of our merch as well, including all of our shirts. So shameless plug for Theme Park Lifestyle, but tremendous tuber, tremendous live streamer, but fantastic also in the promo department for any goods that you need. So, and then of course we also let the cat out of the bag. We're going to be doing travel agent as soon as we get all the paperwork finished and go through our training next week. So stay tuned for that as well. And obviously, if you're going to come down to the parks, I think you probably want the people who are in there 5 to 6 days a week guiding you through. So be happy to help you with everything. And also Brian and Ead also are going to be doing that. So in the meantime, I'm also going to shamelessly plug them to go over and see them as well. Anything that we can do to help, you know that we're always here to do that. Miles from Moffat's another thing that is near and dear to us. We're going to be talking to you guys about the 24-hour stream coming up soon. That will be for cancer awareness and for autism. So we have a bunch of things that are on the burner at the moment.
Everyone's trying to get rid of this, I guess, or is Brian just leaving, or are we wrapping up?
Miles, thanks for being here. Is Brian getting rid of me?
I don't know.
Brian, are you getting rid of me?
Sometimes he sounds like he's wrapping up and then he doesn't wrap up. You know that.
Am I wrapping up?
I don't
Remember,
know.
if you can't do it.
Yes.
I didn't do it. What did I do? And then I can shamelessly plug my mug.
You got to get it on the screen though.
Which we're currently going back through. We're going back through Mando right now. AJC Magic, thank you. We're going to go back to doing one night a week. Tonight just happened to be the night because we lost power and we were supposed to go to SeaWorld. So we like to do these.
Glad we
pop-ups.
didn't go because it was very rainy. Like how?
Did everybody see the pictures that came out of the park today? It was unbelievable. I mean, Vacation Exploration. She was in 2 or 3 inches of water right outside of, it was Cosmic Rays, and then the pictures of the literal 2 to 3 inches of water right behind. What is it? It was Winnie the Pooh. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's like ridiculous.
And it's because of how much rain we've had and everything's just holding. But I mean, it was tremendous how much rain. But when we lost power tonight, I mean, literally the lightning bolt hit right behind us. And we lost power for a bit. We were like, you know what? We're going to try and rush around. It doesn't make a lot of sense. But AJC Magic, we do this. We used to do it once a week. We skipped last week. We're going to probably go back to it once a week where we bring you guys up to speed as to what's going on down here. We are in the parks 5 to 6 days a week, so we generally get a good idea as to when things are happening in real time. We reported last night as soon as Happily Ever After was over, we were telling people about the mask mandate and what was coming. So we generally try to stay ahead of the curve.
Now the mug is from Amigo Gifts Company, and I just dropped their Etsy store in the chat. She'll customize stuff for you.
She also made our tumbler.
She made the tumbler that we have that we've had in other streams. And we did our first giveaway. It was a Valentine's Day giveaway, and she did some ears and a mug.
She has one of the coolest sets of ears. They're snap-on
They have
ears.
snap-on, yeah.
You can snap the bow, so you can bring one set of ears and change out the bow. If you're on vacation, you don't have to bring 12 sets of ears with you. You can just bring 12 different bows. And I thought that was kind of tremendous.
Because I've watched people pack their ears, and it's so funny. I love it.
It takes up a lot of space.
It does.
And they're extraordinarily brittle. They'll snap. So, but that's one of the things, with being travel agents, we're going to kind of try and steer you guys in the right direction. And we're looking forward to doing that. It's going to be a great adventure for us to, we give a lot of advice away right on the stream. So to do this in this capacity would be a lot of fun. Disney tried to do that with bows.
He meant bows.
Yeah, I knew what he meant.
Okay.
Well, if the first thing I thought was like Bose, like so this way they had Bose surround sound, because Mickey ears with Bose surround sound would be phenomenal.
I know what you meant.
Like those would be really cool ears. Caroline said Bobby just went to IG and clicked. Fantastic. Well, welcome in. We're happy to have you guys on IG as well. We generally, and if you watch on Florida Park Explorers, I hope you don't take offense to it. It was meant in some good humor. All of my Instagram stories have sound attached to them because I try to make them funny or fitting, kind of like when Theme Park Lifestyle absolutely trolled me with the donut song when I got donut on my nose and chin. And I'm sure Pete will be putting that on the show because Jonathan sent it to him, and I'm a good sport. Let's see.
Sorry, I had a meme made after my that one.
That was hilarious.
What was that? Not Tower of Terror.
Rock
A
and
Rock and
Roller
Roller
Coaster.
Coaster. A friend of mine on Instagram did a meme. She's like, "Is it okay? Am I going too far?" I'm like, "No, it's actually really funny." So.
What are you doing with 6 pairs of shoes at a time, Karuna? We need to have a chat. Now, Heather, I can understand.
And she's got lounge flies and ears probably.
Well, she should be putting the ears inside the lounge fly and bringing them with her.
No, they could snap in a lounge fly. They don't fit properly. You have to be very careful. I learned that yesterday.
Put the shoes in there.
You can do that too.
Let's see. So, other than that, are there any other questions, things anybody has about what's going on in the parks, what's going on with Disney movies, Disney news, things you've heard, things you have questions about? We'd be happy to answer before we wrap up. That's some awesome kicks.
It's like more shoes than me. That's funny.
I was going to say that's worse than when you pack.
I just have different colors of chopped dollars.
Yeah. She's the queen of Chucks. Let's see. We did the Chewbacca. We did Disney. We did that. We did that. We did that.
We
kind of
did everything.
I think we kind of went through everything. I got to get
Unless-
going. Please have a good night. President's Taurus, we will see
We'll see you Sunday.
on Sunday.
Yeah, we hope. Absolutely.
Crew, I had a friend that did custom.
Here, let me
drawing.
see if there's any news while we were on the air that
You
happened.
could do your own designs. See, that's a
Wheels
pretty
didn't
good
send me
idea.
anything.
That's a really good idea.
Do your own design and slip in. Ow.
Now you're gonna have a good laugh at this, Mike. But Bella wears these things. They're called They're called wellies.
They're
From the
rain
welly
boots.
wishers. They're rain boots, and American Girl had them so that they had different socks. So when you put the socks on,
And
it
they
would
were
show through
clear.
the clear boot, so that it looked like you were wearing different boots. So kind of the same concept. Super cool. After the 50 settles, do you think Disney is done with the new attractions for a while? No, as a matter of fact, great question, Brian. I would say, Albert Torres, hi there. Let's see. Hey guys, first time on the channel. What percentage? WD Dobry, September is about.
Oh, good
As
Lord,
our
dude.
understanding, Albert, right now they're at 75%
Crew, really?
operating, and as I understand it, 75%. However, when we talked to the cast member last night, what was said to us was that they're not taking into consideration the hopping. So when the parks are closing and people are hopping, or before they close and they're hopping, the 75% is well over that. And in some capacity, we were joking around. Now, I said 110%, and he said, or more. That was his words, not mine. So we're seeing very, very high occupancy, or people in the parks especially around last night when we walked in for Happily Ever After. The street was backed all the way up against where the character meet and greet is in Town Square. That was a first. We haven't seen that, where it was elbow to elbow all the way from the castle all the way back. So that was something else to see.
Another thing in news, and the WW and the YouTube community is very into a big supporter of the Give Kids the World Foundation, and they are coming back again this year with the Night of a Million Lights in the village from select nights in November through January.
We'll be there.
We'll definitely be there. All the money goes to the kids.
So back to what Brian was saying, and by the way, first of all, welcome in, Albert, and thanks for being here. We normally are in the parks. Tonight we were rained out and lost our power, so we did not get a chance to get into the parks tonight, but we're normally in the park 5 to 6 nights a week. After the 50 settles, so the new attractions are not going to be done for a while. You're going to see Tron still has to open. Guardians of the Galaxy still has to open. All of Epcot still has to finish its construction. There's going to be a lot of new things. Disney's going to milk this out for a little while.
18 months.
It's going to be longer than the 18. I think it's going to be probably closer to 32 months based on what I was also seeing with Braden from Mickey Views. So I think Braden's probably on point. He's usually pretty close to being on point. Fantastic. We appreciate that, Carolina. Let's see. Welcome in, everybody. I think if a person has 6 or more, pairs of shoes.
Well,
That's
I just got some
fantastic.
pictures. Then
That's really funny.
Yeah. I was
But
like,
yeah,
wow.
I think you're going to see a lot of things. And also keep in mind, we don't actually know what is going on with the current guidelines. They just came out. If we see a huge spike, they may slow things down. I don't know. There's a little bit of that uncertainty going on, but at the same time, let's all remain extraordinarily positive about it. Let's take that personal responsibility, make sure that we move forward with it. I'm hoping Disney brings back hand sanitizing stations and the hand sanitizer.
Well, the sanitizer
Yes.
in the stations because they're
I'm
there.
also talking about the hand washing.
Oh, the hand washing stations.
I don't know why they took them out.
Especially at Epcot.
But the
They
food,
have all the
with food and
foods,
wine, you would think that
And
they have
even
it
during
everywhere.
the flower garden, you have all those food stands, and
I
yeah.
think it's stupid
there's
to have
hundreds
done it.
about bathrooms.
Yeah, they need to keep the hand stations, the hand washing stations in, and then the hand sanitizer,
Hey,
so that they can. Don't snap at
oh,
her.
so she can hear me.
throw something at her, like a pillow.
Well, she's got to wrap up soon.
But yeah, she actually does, so we can get her to bed. But basically, the long and the short of it is, I think that you should see the park stay on track. I can't imagine seeing some of the things you guys were asking about earlier with fireworks, going away or this or that. I don't think they're going to back up. I think they might slow down a little. Jar Jar Dark Side, that's fantastic. I can't stand Jar Jar Binks.
Is it dark ride or dark side?
Dark Ride.
Okay.
Jar Jar Dark Ride. Did I say Dark Side?
You did.
It's even funnier. See, here's my Dark Side shirt. I love it. There's my Lord Vader. And to be honest with you, I hope that they do some of the things with Star Wars and Hollywood Studios to make it. They need to bring him back. So we'll see how it goes. But any last questions or anything? I pretty much have done. We've gone through everything that we can go through in a 3-hour stream. But if there's anything you guys want to know, we'll be happy to answer it. So I'll open it up to you guys.
And with that, any questions? Or when you take the chat off, now we can.
I don't want anyone to do it. So do you think they took the hand sanitizing stuff out? Because no, I don't. Honestly, crew, I think it's a cost factor. Now, I will tell you this. I have literally seen people take their own bottle of hand sanitizer, stick it underneath, and keep waving their hand and refill their stuff. I mean, take it as you will. It would not hurt them to keep it around. See, I happen to agree with you, AJC. I should just call you Amy. But, at the end of the day, you get off of like Peter Pan. Your hands are on the bar. You get up. You walk out. I want to hand sanitize. I want hand sanitizer on my hands. I want to be able to do that. The washing, I prefer to do it before I eat if I can. I think it should be outside of every restaurant or food stand. I think there should be some capacity to clean your hands. There just should be. If we're not going to be cleaning the rides the way that they used to, and I'm okay with that too. But give us the ability to do these things. Now, I do carry hand sanitizer always. But it's not always convenient.
No, it's
Sometimes it's just easier to walk up, stick your hand underneath, and you're good to go. Especially when I'm by myself. Caroline, we'll be praying for him. Bobby, we hope you do well tomorrow with it. Good luck with it. And thank you for being here. We really appreciate the support. I'm afraid to say good night now.
Because you started before.
Dave, get ready. I have plenty of sound clips.
Oh,
of
boy.
you messing up. I don't doubt that at all. I'm good for that. But, I'm going to kind of, while you guys are doing that, I'm going to go through my nightly normal routine. If you guys want to, if you've noticed, there's people with green highlighted names. Those people are because they have gone out there and they are part of our YouTube membership program. Check it out. I don't know where the link is. I'm sure Jen and Mike do. They'll be happy. I think what is it, the description down below?
It's in the description and somewhere.
So if you want their, yeah, I don't care. Go right ahead, Everett. I'm a good sport about all this stuff. I think it's funny. So to me, I realize that I screw up a lot. Thankfully, nobody has ever really found the clip of me tripping over the garbage can, and I'm never going to tell you what video it's in or where. If you want to go watch all my videos and find it.
The membership thing it's pinned to the top of the chat.
It's pinned to the top of the chat.
Under the stream elements.
That's the membership if you want to join up with Florida Park Explorers and you want to be a premium member. There's lots of cool stuff, including being right here on the stream. We will be split screening with you and inviting you in. But the bottom line is, Everett, if you want to go find things that I've screwed up in, I do it all the time. I've walked into glass.
We know Wheels has some. So
Wheels got me singing Copacabana.
Jonathan has a great
Jonathan's
picture.
got a
He
great
sent
picture
it.
of me.
Pete.
So I'm aware of it. Oh God, I'm headed straight there. Good night to you all. Good night, and really hope that everything turns out well for you guys tomorrow. And we look forward to seeing you again soon. And you too, stay safe. But yeah, if you want to do premium membership, it's pinned at the top. There's 3 different levels. We also put you in something. As a matter of fact, it's a perfect segue into this so that you guys can kind of see this. This is I did steal this directly from Pete because I think that Pete has a phenomenal way of thanking the people who support his channel. So, Pete, if you're watching this, thanks for the idea. And greatest form of flattery is emulating people that you respect. So, these are the folks who have come on board, who support the channel on a monthly basis, and we really, truly appreciate you all. And let me go ahead and apologize. Let me apologize to Mike Wheeler. I forgot to take the sound out of that. And Jonathan, because I know you're both wearing headphones. My bad. Or maybe it's payback. One or the other. Oh, I got one good one of Jeff earlier. Let's see. Hey, let's see. Have a magical night, I think. No, maybe. What do you think? Let's see. 6 people sent in that clip. Yeah,
great.
so, but those are the folks who
I'm looking
support
forward
us
to tomorrow night.
every single night, and we want to make sure that we thank you guys for being a part of it. You guys will all be on the streams. Payback, I didn't do nothing yet. Oh, I don't know about that, mister. You're 5 minutes behind. So we appreciate you all for what you do night after night. Same thing I say every single night, which is thank you. You could choose to be anywhere, but you chose to be with us again tonight, even though we're sitting at the house and we're not in the park. We do appreciate that, and the support of the 2 anonymous and Senor Anonymous that actually super chatted us while we're sitting at home. We appreciate that, and to the mods that have been in and taken care of us again, we are extremely grateful. Brian, it's our pleasure to be here. We appreciate you guys being here with us as well. Everett, give or take what time? Stream should be somewhere around 5:30, 6 o'clock tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Fireworks start at 9:30. They
I
moved
think
them. I believe that they
might
moved
be
them up.
Friday. They might have switched them to. I don't know.
It's either 9:30 or 10.
All of a sudden, I looked this morning. I'm like, oh, they're at 9:30.
Yeah, so we're going to be going on somewhere around there. We're going to try and grab a couple of the SeaWorld shows.
T. carrying me. Thank you.
AJC, thank you so much. We
Hey,
really appreciate
yeah.
you stopping in. And Crewed Up, I'm glad that you guys all enjoyed. And that's the whole point, is for us to be able to get together. It's the ability for you guys to air grievances. And if you know anybody who wants to support the channel as a small business, let them know to contact us. We are doing things with small businesses only that can affect people's vacations out here, whether they have Etsy stores, whether or not they have, like we met with Theme Park Ohana yesterday, and they own a stroller company. So things like that, where we can definitely make sure that we support small businesses. Have them get in touch with me. This way we can keep the channel going the way that we are. So Monorails Forever, Steve, thank you. And as a matter of fact, we have a surprise for you next week when you hear that we're going to have our special guest on. Make sure you tune in specifically, because I know you're a hockey fan, and so is the person that's coming on. So we're going to have a little fun with that too. And what you saw me look down is that the Rangers just signed Ryan Reeves, so I'm very happy about that. But Chris B, thank you so much for that. And we appreciate every single person coming and hanging out with us night after night, and for the mods who come in every single night and do what they do, which you guys have no idea what they have to actually put up with and how fast they catch things. It's truly amazing.
And they have to put up with me off the street.
Now you all know what I have to deal with. Yeah. So there. But we appreciate you guys coming in night after night, and we will be back in the parks again tomorrow. Saturday we'll be off. Sunday we'll be in Hollywood Studios, and then a full regiment next week, Monday through Friday. We will be in the parks nightly. But we're going to grow this channel at a rapid pace at this point, so stay tuned. Great things are coming. Lots of announcements coming along. If you're Ninja watching, thank you for being here with us. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thanks for getting us over 50 likes on a home stream.
We're at like 65, 64.
Which is fantastic.
It's like kind of funny.
Thank you for the new subscribers who've come in. We really appreciate you. It's
66.
how our channel grows.
One of these.
Yeah, it's all right.
So 67. They were jealous.
No, they hit the wrong button. But anyway, everybody, we appreciate you. If there's no more questions or anything else, we're going to be rocking it. I'm up till 2 o'clock in the morning, so tired. Can't wait for this week to be over. Mike, you are a dedicated, crazy man, and you know what? Get some rest, everybody. We will see you again tomorrow on tomorrow night's stream. We appreciate every single thing that you guys do. And Florida Park Explorer saying,
Have a magical night.
have a magical night,
Have a
everybody.
magical night, everybody.
From Bella. Take care.
Take those out of the